Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Start in Hunter x Hunter. Indestructible, I am the strongest. Chapter 71. Monster. These two words suddenly appeared in everyone's mind. I don't know if it was 6, oh, it's 5 now. I don't know if it was the experience of which of the 5 people experienced first, or the feeling that all of them had at the same time. Anyway, at this moment, Lin Mo's still handsome face is so hideous to them, it's like a monster in human skin. From the moment of the fight to the present, Lin Mo already felt a trace of unnaturalness at this time. From the moment of the fight against these 5 people, not only did they not have the slightest verbal communication, not even eye contact, but it happens to each other, whether it is the rhythm of the attack, or the cooperation. All done quite perfectly. No, it should be too perfect. If you want to say that, like Uvajin Nobunaga, because they have been fighting together for a long time, they have a tacit understanding of each other, Lin Mo can understand. But this kind of tacit understanding, either one party cooperates with the other parties, 0 2 3, or there must be a minimum eye contact. But they are basically synchronized, and there is no communication or observation. After all, Lin Mo is a brand new enemy for them. This is not to play games or fight boss, but to act according to a law they are already familiar with. So you don't have to look to know what to do next. If only by tacit understanding, it would be difficult for all 5 people to do this. Even the quintuplets can't reach the true sense of spiritual communication, only relative empathy. At least Lin Mo doesn't believe they can do it alone. If Lin Mo was just skeptical before, when Lin Mo used the space teleport of bombing space to appear in front of the black-haired Xiao Zhengtai, 2 people clearly did not look in this direction. But like everyone else, an unbelievable look appeared on his face at the same time, instead of subconsciously looking for his figure around him because he suddenly disappeared. This shows that at this moment their spirits are connected to each other. The abilities of the 5 of them have been used separately, and none of them are linked to spiritual connection. Since this is the case, it is enough to show that there is at least a 6th person hiding in the dark, and it is his ability to connect everyone together. After realizing this, a powerful thought instantly began to spread out with Lin Mo as the center. Round. The moment they came into contact with Lin Mo's circle, they finally realized what kind of monster they were fighting. At this time, Adam, who was in the absolute state, seemed to be overthrown in front of Lin Mo's life. Suddenly, everything within a radius of 200 meters was under Lin Mo's control. Sure enough, there is a little mouse hidden. Lin Mo turned his gaze to the direction Adam was hiding. Seeing Lin Mo turn his attention to himself, Adam's hair all stood up in an instant, and even the blood all over his body seemed to congeal under Lin Mo's gaze. Somatosensory time has been slowed down to an extreme at this moment. At this moment, Adam's brain began to run instinctively fast, just like before, trying to come up with a method that is enough to get him out of the current predicament. However, will die. Only these 3 appeared in his brain, and the rest were blank. No matter how his brain worked, he couldn't come up with anything. Or his brain is very clear, no matter what method can't play any role. All he can do is wait to die. When facing Lin Mo, the more scheming he is, the easier it is to fall into unexpected predicaments. Just like at the beginning, he thought that Lin Mo only had the power to bounce back. It turned out that Lin Mo also had a powerful attacking ability. When Adam thought this was all that Lin Mo had, he didn't expect Lin Mo to show his teleportation ability again. No matter how he thinks and designs, Lin Mo will always come up with something unexpected. Now, he can't think of any way. Looking at the few people who had fallen into a sluggish state, Lin Mo began to feel a little boring. In the work of full-time hunter, in addition to the perfect power system, the magical nen, the most outstanding is the various wits between the nen. Just like JoJo, it is not entirely a simple battle of strength. Therefore, Lin Mo is looking forward to seeing if they will have another way to face themselves. That's quite an arrogant attitude. But when Lin Mo faced Adam and the others, he really had the right to be arrogant. But now in their current state, there should be no way to think of it. Looks like it's over. Lin Mo curled his lips boringly. Since the game is over, it's almost time to end it. With Lin Mo's right hand, the space fault was cut out again. The next moment, Lin Mo's figure suddenly appeared in front of the cataract. The big hand called out at will. Puff. Bombing the space brain disappearance technique. Another fountain of blood spewed from the cataract's neck. The second. Run away. Run away. Seeing that Adam had no choice, the others finally realized that Lin Mo and the difficult object they faced before were not of the same order of magnitude at all. It's a monster they can't beat. Truly, monster. The other three people's expressions changed drastically and they started to flee in different directions. Seeing this, Lin Mo's right hand clipped, and 3 Fei Lei Shen Kunwu appeared between Lin Mo's fingers. Fortunately, the predecessor practiced an excellent flying knife technique. The chi of the hand condensed, and after engraving the runes on the 3 Fei Lei Shen Kunwu, they just waved it casually. The 3 flying thunder god Kunwu flew in the direction of the 3 respectively. When Fei Lei Shen Kunai approached them, a white light flashed on Lin Mo's body, and within a second, he appeared beside the 3 of them. Flying thunder god, slash. With the ability of bombing space, Lin Mo's hands turned into the sharpest blades in the world, easily slicing the 3 people in half. Fortunately, there is a circle, otherwise it is estimated that Lin Mo would be somewhat unable to adapt to the rapid scene changes in a short period of time. Then it's only you now. Do you come out by yourself or do you want me to go over? Lin Mo dodged back to his place, looked at Adam again, and joked. Adam walked out from the shadow with his hands raised, but there was no panic on his face. Instead, it revealed this strange fanaticism. Just now, the 6 of them were all in a state of sharing their 5 senses. That is to say, when Lin Mo killed the 5 people, Adam was on the scene, as if he had been killed. After 5 times, he was killed by Lin Mo with absolute strength. Adam's cognition at the moment has been completely shattered and reshaped by Lin Mo. From the panic that human beings generated when they exceeded their own cognition, it turned into a fanatical worship. Only now did he truly understand that the truth of this world is not wisdom and planning, but absolute power. It's such an inhuman power. He just wants to shout now, "I'm not a human being." Seeing Adam's frantic eyes, Lin Mo couldn't help feeling a little surprised. Is this guy stunned or something? Just when Lin Mo was a little overwhelmed with what Adam wanted to do, Adam said, "I want to follow you. I want to follow you." Adam stared at Lin Mo with burning eyes. At this moment, Lin Mo, in Adam's heart, seems to be the truth walking in the world, and is the object of his lifelong pursuit. You want to follow me? Lin Mo repeated Adam's words with some uncertainty. If Lin Mo remembers correctly, he should have killed his 5 teammates just now. Oh, plus the one in the attic, that means all 6 teammates were killed. Adam is not only not sad, why should there be a GG feeling in his eyes? That's right, I want to follow you. Adam's tone was still full of enthusiasm. I was too naive in the past, thinking that the most powerful force in the world is wisdom and strategy. However, your presence, my lord, made me realize that the more scheming people are, the easier it is to fall into unexpected predicaments. Only absolute violence is the only truth in the world. And you are the truth walking in the world. After finishing speaking, the admiration in Adam's eyes towards Lin Mo was about to overflow. Clam, violence or something, he can understand. After all, he is really strong, he still has self-knowledge. But what kind of truth, what kind of scheming, he has absolutely no idea how Adam turned his brain circuit to this. Could this be the trait system, Nen, a unique neurological trait? That's right, Lin Mo knew that the Adam's thought system in front of him had a high probability of being trait 23. From guessing that his ability is to connect the spirits between people, he guessed that only the thoughts of the trait system can do it. I know that you may not be able to imagine what I said for a while, but I can make an oath. I don't know what your name is, Lord. Lin Mo, who was a little confused by Adam's brain circuit, replied subconsciously, Lin Mo. After getting the name of Lin Mo, Adam immediately began to swear. I, Adam, swear by my life here, I will never betray Lord Lin Mo in this life, or my heart will burst and die. Adam's voice just fell, as if an invisible shackle locked Adam's heart. As I said before, mind is a kind of idealistic power. As long as you have a firm belief in your heart, you can achieve it to a certain extent. Even more so with vows and constraints like this. But it must be something that the person who made the oath can do from the heart. It seems that this Adam is really serious. I have to say, young man, you have come a long way. Oath and restriction have always been a double-edged sword, and there will be no single effect that only restricts. At the same time as the restriction, the nen will be enhanced to a certain extent according to the severity of the restriction. It is estimated that Adam will definitely strengthen in some aspects when facing people other than Lin Mo. So I just have one more licking dog. For a while, Lin Mo didn't know what to say. Why are all his licking dogs male? And Adam saw that Lin Mo still didn't respond, so he knelt on the ground directly, as if worshipping the true God. I beg Lord Lin Mo to let me follow you around, and my subordinates believe that they will definitely be able to do a little bit of hard work for Lord Lin Mo. Okay, then you get up. What else could Lin Mo say about this? Of course he accepted the loyal dog and sent him to monitor Nasra. Yes, thank you, Lord Lin Mo. Adam stood up and came behind Lin Mo with a respectful face. By the way, you are. Originally, Lin Mo wanted to confirm again whether Adam's team members were all killed by him. After all, his circle could only last 200 meters. God knows, if some people are not in this range. Lin Mo suddenly remembered that he didn't know Adam's name. Lord Lin Mo, his subordinate's name is Adam. Adam said in a timely manner. Oh, so you are the head of the regiment. Make sure, are all of you here? Yes, except for the subordinates, all the others were destroyed under the power of Lord Lin Mo. Now that the faith has become Lin Mo, Adam is not at all sad when talking about his team members, said very calmly. Lin Mo nodded. Okay, you go and kill the other members of the Evans family, and I'll go chat with Francis Evans. Yes, then Adam started to clean up and the rest of the gang members went. As early as the first day Adam arrived, he found out the specific distribution points of Evans Manor's staff. Knowing the terrain before fighting was his habit. Didn't expect it to work in this way. It's still good to have someone, at least Lin Mo doesn't have to drive circle to find out those people one by one, which can save Lin Mo a lot of trouble. Seeing Adam leave, Lin Mo jumped directly to the roof of the manor, and with one hand bombing space opened a hole from the roof to invade. Generally speaking, as the eldest of the family, their rooms will be arranged on the highest floor, and Lin Mo's circle also told Lin Mo so. So Lin Mo doesn't have to walk up from the first floor, it is more convenient to enter directly from the roof. At this time, the gangsters who were guarding the door of Francis Evans' room saw a hole in the ceiling, and Lin Mo fell from the sky. Immediately with a nervous look on his face, he picked up the machine gun and started shooting at Lin Mo. Adam, they failed. I know how to play games every day, and when I have to work, every one of them becomes a soft-footed shrimp. We spent so much money to invite them, and we also invited people to play poker with them every day, and that's all. What's the matter? I knew that Adam's group was unreliable, how awesome they said before, but no one could stop them. They can play poker, and I can do it too. How does it feel like the last person is envious of Adam and they can play poker every day? Facing their metal storm, Lin Mo put his hands in his pockets and didn't even bother to lift them up. Noisy. All the bullets immediately bounced back under Lin Mo's unlimited spell ability. Puff puff. In such a confined space, the members of the Evans family were unavoidable and could only be beaten into sieves one by one. The blood formed a small stream and slowly flowed towards Lin Mo. Snapped. Lin Mo's leather shoes stepped directly on top of the blood, ignoring the corpses all over the place, and went straight to the hallway and pushed in the door of today's room. Excuse me. Francis Evans in the room did not pay any attention to Lin Mo, he was taking care of his appearance. From the sound of gunfire outside the room just now, he realized one thing, that Adam and the others failed, and he was doomed today. Lin Mo didn't bother Francis Evans either. Pulling aside the chair at Francis Evans' desk, he sat down and waited quietly for him to comb his hair. After a while, Francis Evans put down his comb and looked at Lin Mo and said, I'm sorry. I didn't expect right Nasra to find a master like you. He is really lucky. Lin Mo also agrees with this, and it is indeed the luck of right Nasra to meet him. Well, he is indeed quite lucky. Francis Evans took out a pistol and did not shoot at Lin Mo, but placed it on his chin. Lin Mo raised his eyebrows slightly, it seemed that he was ready to do it himself. Before shooting, Francis Evans glanced at Lin Mo. To be honest, I have no grudge against Your Excellency, although Your Excellency destroyed our Fanobi family, but the culprit was Nasra. I am very clear about this. So, at the end, I still give your excellency a piece of advice: leave the Nasra family as soon as possible. Once I die, the Fanobi family's last revenge fund will be activated. The funds will then be used to hire the legendary killer family, beat the enemy. With all that said, how do you choose? You can do it yourself. After speaking, Francis Evans pulled the trigger decisively. In fact, it's not that Francis Evans can tell Lin Mo, the executioner who killed his father himself. But in fact, he himself did not know how the Revenge Foundation was used. All he said now is to scare Lin Mo in the name of beating up the enemy Haka family. What if Lin Mo remained in the Nasra family, and the person who really took revenge in the past was not Lin Mo's opponent? Doesn't that mean it's free? So for the sake of stability, Francis Evans planned to scare Lin Mo with the name of the world's #1 killer family, the Haka family. As long as Lin Mo is worried and leaves the Nasra family, at least his revenge against Nasra will be successful. As for revenge against Lin Mo, he has given up hope for this matter. The other party not only destroyed Fanobi in its heyday, but also destroyed the Atom Mercenary Corps, which he had bought at a large price, and had a high reputation in the industry. The existence of such a powerful individual strength is already a world that he can touch. Boom. After the smoke was over, Francis Evans had fallen weakly on the chair and returned to the hell. Looking at the body of Francis Evans, Lin Mo was silent for a while, then got up and walked outside the door. Tattoo. The sound of leather shoes hitting the floor echoed in the hallway. Footprints made of blood began to spread out. Beat the enemy. This is the real interlude mentioned in the prophecy poem, right? After Lin Mo got down, Adam was almost done cleaning up. Even if Adam is not good at fighting, under the huge gap between ordinary people and then, Adam is still an instant kill against those gang members. At most, you can't deal with too many people at the same time. Moreover, Adam did not fight with his bare hands like the brigade, but would use firearms. This is much faster. As for the young ladies who had come to serve as sparring trainers for Adam and the others, Adam didn't kill them. After all, they have been training together for a while, and Lin Mo's order is to clean up the members of the Evans family. These sparring partners shouldn't count. So Adam let them go. Cleaned up. Seeing Adam standing downstairs covered in blood, Lin Mo asked casually. It should have been cleaned up. My subordinates don't have the power of Lord Lin Mo to form such a huge circle range, so the subordinates can't be 100% sure. Adam lowered his head and was afraid to look at Lin Mo. Lin Mo waved his hand. It's all right, let Nasra take care of the rest. If Lin Mo guessed correctly, Nasra's people should have almost arrived here. With right Nasra's character, he should have started sending people to Felton Town the moment Lin Mo set off. However, Lin Mo, who now has the Flying Thunder God technique, doesn't need to take the car back slowly. Having said that, Lin Mo raised his hand on his shoulder and activated the Flying Thunder God technique. After the white light flashed, the two quietly disappeared in place. The next moment, Lin Mo and Adam appeared in the backyard of Villa 21, Chinkora Point. When I came to Lin Mo for a while, I saw that Nyan had a Ferrero in his hand, and he was so happy to eat it. Lin Mo grabbed her by the back collar. Oops. Nyan, who was pulled up by Lin Mo's fate, gave out a cute exclamation. Nyan, the police told me you haven't stopped since the beginning. Lin Mo's tone was dangerous. In fact, it's also Lin Mo's own fault. Too much materialized at once, and he didn't even react at the beginning. Now that I come back, I realize that there are too many manifestations. But how could Lin Mo admit his mistakes? He would only say that Nyan has no self-control. Ah, master, come back. That, accidentally. Nyan's cheeks were flushed, and he felt embarrassed to be taken for a bag. Okay, Nyan, your share for tomorrow is gone. Lin Mo pulled Nyan in front of him, squinting at Nyan and said. Master, good master, don't. Moi. As soon as he heard that the snacks for tomorrow were not available, Nyan immediately used his nirvana, stretched out his short hand, and hugged Lin Mo's face as a mouthful. Lin Mo pretended to think for a while, then reluctantly said, it's okay to confiscate tomorrow's share, but add 5 more groups today. Although 5 more groups have to be added, Nyan still shines when he hears that tomorrow's snack share has been preserved, a gentleman. Hurry up and whip. After speaking, the two looked at each other and smiled. To be honest, Lin Mo is more of Nyan's father than right Nasla. After Lin Mo put Nyan back on the ground, he patted her little head. Go. Nyan dashed to the training ground in a rare joyful mood. In the past, he looked back at Adam next to Lin Mo curiously. But it's just a little curious. Just looking at Adam's respectful look, he knows that it must be the master's subordinate. The most important thing in a place like the Nasra family is the subordinates. The reason why I was curious was just because it was the first time I saw that subordinate could be so close to Lin Mo. You must know that even your own father can only stand beside Lin Mo occasionally. After Nyan went to training, Lin Mo turned back to Adam and said, "Go to right Nasla, just tell me I let you go, stay at Nasla's house for now and help me monitor him." Bar. Yes, Lord Lin Mo. After hearing Lin Mo's instructions, Adam saluted Lin Mo, and then went back to the villa to find right Nasla. Then Lin Mo lay comfortably on the reclining chair, stretched out his hand and held it in the air. A cup of milk tea appeared in Lin Mo's hand. Just like that, while drinking milk tea, I supervise Nyan's exercise so that she won't be lazy. As for what Francis Evans said about beating the enemy, Lin Mo was not particularly worried about it. Anyway, Nanika hasn't been born yet, unless Maher beats the enemy. Otherwise, even if Zeno beats the enemy, he doesn't think the other party can threaten him. The reason why Lin Mo is afraid of Maha is simply because the original book does not indicate how powerful Maha is and what his abilities are. However, if it is just a family revenge fund for the underworld in a remote area, it should not be able to ask Maha to take action. However, in fact, there is a little problem with Lin Mo, which he has not realized till now. Although Lin Mo is very capable now, he is too weak in terms of experience and foundation. His power is entirely based on Krypton life and huge gas. If others confront him head-on, he doesn't need to worry about anything. Once the other side attacked, or use some other means, then Lin Mo will become very passive. You must know that his unlimited spell is different from Wuho Satoru's unlimited spell. Gojo Satoru's unlimited spells are his passive skills, basically all-weather automatic defense. And Lin Mo's unlimited spell needs to be activated by himself. In other words, Lin Mo must at least be aware of other people's attacks in order to display it. If the opponent's attack is faster than his consciousness, then the defense of the unlimited spell is useless. And the people who beat the enemy Haka family happen to be proficient in assassination. On the other hand, something based on Lin Mo is also extremely jerky. For example, the operation of flow, the expansion of circle, etc. These Lin Mos are not practiced very much after they can be used. Anyway, if you encounter an enemy, just use your ability to crush it directly. Lin Mo doesn't care about these basic practices. I don't even think it's useful. In fact, this is also a kind of inferiority of human nature. Once you suddenly gain powerful strength, it is difficult to sink your heart and focus on some weak basic things. After all, it doesn't feel like the strength is improved, it is better to develop 2 more abilities. This also led to the fact that even if Lin Mo realized that he had been attacked, it was very likely that he would not be able to mobilize Nen for the first time. Agila, a permanent neutral nation in the Likori Islands, on another continent. Agila's status in the hunter world is similar to that of Lin Mo's previous life in the Swiss Federation. Because as early as 1,000 years ago, it has declared its permanent neutral position to the outside world, and the local people are more economically savvy. With the special position of Agila's permanent neutrality, he established the most developed bank and fund system in the entire hunter world. At this time, in an ordinary office building in Agila. This is one of the offices of the Antoine Family Trust Company. Has it been confirmed, the death of Francis Evans, the last heir to the Fonobi family fund? Asked a gentle middle-aged professional elite with rimless glasses on the phone in his office. It's been confirmed. I didn't expect that after this guy got his family fund, even if he found a dark agency and hired Adam and the others, it still failed in the end. The other end of the phone said with a sneer. The workplace elite ignored the other party's sarcasm, and just nodded very plainly. Since it's confirmed, then follow the procedure to open their family's revenge fund. Okay, I'll make arrangements now. Speaking of which, I didn't expect Fonobi to be just a local emperor in a small place, and the money is a lot of money, the oil and water in this small place. As a result, he was hung up by the elites in the workplace just halfway through his words. Hello, hey. On a hillside not far from Evans Manor, a little gangster with dyed yellow hair who looked like an introvert heard the busy voice from the mobile phone and subconsciously fed it a few times. After feeding for a long time, the busy sound of DD is still sent from the mobile phone. Huang Mao couldn't help putting down the monocular in the other hand, and pouted, really, the patience of this guy Ellens is still so poor. As he said that, he took out another mobile phone from his pocket and began to rummage through the address book. Beat the enemy guest. Beat the enemy guest. It's good, beat the enemy guest. Ah, found it. I don't know if the discount I mentioned last time is really there. Huang Mao muttered and dialed the address book that said beat the enemy. Beep beep. Hey, hello, this is Silva, beat the enemy. After the phone rang a few times, a man with a low voice answered the phone. Hey, Mr. Silva, we are from the Antoine Family Trust Company, and now we need to ask Mr. Silva for an entrustment. I wonder if Mr. Silva is free recently. Wang Mao's voice is still frivolous. If you are free, generally we will solve the target within a week. If the commission is urgent, you can also rush it, but you have to pay more. No need to rush, just follow the normal speed. Huang Mao quickly waved his hand. In that case, please send the target information to my mailbox, and then I will make a quotation. After speaking, Silva hung up the phone directly. Hey, another question, is the discount I said last time valid? Hello. The one who responded to Huang Mao was still the familiar busy voice. Really, these fools are more impatient than the other, can't they learn from me? For the next few days, Lin Mo basically did the same thing every day. Get up, get Nyan up, eat, watch Nyan train, eat again, put Nyan to sleep, and then sleep by yourself. Practice. Cultivation is impossible, and it is impossible to cultivate in this lifetime. Eat, drink and play every day, isn't it fun to make Nyan unhappy? Is the milk tea snack bad now, or is Nyan no fun? Lin Mo has not encountered a single opponent since he started reading. Let alone a rival, there is not even a single person who can touch him. Slowly, Lin Mo slowly forgot the dangers of the hunter world. Except for those things from the Dark Continent, he began to think that no one else would be his opponent, and even if he could not defeat the opponent would definitely not be able to defeat him. And if the Dark Continent is going to debut, there will be at least 10 years, so there is no hurry now. So under the mentality here, Lin Mo put all the complete mimicry that he had planned to study in general and ignored it for the time being. After all, self-hypnosis is already very hard work. As for beating up enemies, Lin Mo would be vigilant from time to time in the first few days. But after a long time, Lin Mo began to relax a little, although he would open the circle from time to time at night to investigate. However, the frequency also began to gradually decrease. On the other hand, since Lin Mo brought Adam back that day, Adam found Right Nasra and explained that he was sent by Lin Mo. With Right Nasra's emotional intelligence, he should know very well that Adam was here to spy on him. But Right Nasra, instead of being vigilant to exclude Adam, directly backhanded him to the second in command of the entire Nasra family. After consulting Lin Mo's opinion, Adam took over as the second in command. I have to say, Right Nasra is a really good man. He himself knew that whether or not Adam existed, he would not be able to escape Lin Mo's palm. Therefore, for Adam, the talent sent by Lin Mo, it is based on the principle of not being used for nothing. After promoting Adam to second in command, on the one hand, the talent of Adam can be used with maximum efficiency. On the other hand, at the same time, he can also declare to Lin Mo that he has no second thoughts at all. Since Adam joined Nasra, Nasra is like a tiger with wings. In just a few days, Fanobi's previous position was successfully replaced. Adam himself is well known in the mercenary world for his wisdom and tactics, and now he has changed to the underworld, even more so. In the Nasra family, all kinds of hidden talents were excavated by Adam and arranged in the most suitable place for them. It is estimated that in the near future, Nasra will be able to unify all the towns around Meteor Street. The Republic of Bodokia, Dintola region, Dry Mountains. This is a well-known tourist attraction in the local area, and it is also the location where the legendary #1 killer family beat their enemies. Although it is known to everyone, In fact, there are very few people who have seen the Haka clan beating the enemy. Therefore, the members of the Haka family who beat the enemy can have a value close to 100 million yuan in the outside world. Therefore, they simultaneously possess the two contradictory attributes of the well-known and the legendary. When tourists come here, the only thing they can see is the magnificent Gate of Trial, also known as the Gate of Wangquan. It is said that after stepping into this gate, you can see the scene of hell. At this time, in the manor in the depths of the Kukulu Mountains that outsiders cannot enter. A sturdy man with long silver hair and a black-haired boy of about 11 or 12 years old was walking towards the foot of the mountain. "Father, why did you bring me on this mission?" Although the boy's tone was filled with doubts, his eyes were still like a black hole. The opponent this time happens to be a Nen, Ilmi. Now your intention is also awakened, just to see how to deal with the Nen. The next mission starts, you may encounter to the opponent who opened reading. Although there is no emotional fluctuation in Silva's tone, it is not difficult to see from the words that Silva still cares about his son. "Oh, that's what it is, I'll keep an eye on it." Boom. Silva put his hand on the door of trial, his upper arm was tense, and he directly opened the complete 7 trials door. This gate of trial is not the gate of Wangquan that the world calls it. This is just the main door of the Haka who beat the enemy, and it is said that it is the door of trial only because those who cannot open the door are not qualified to step into the Haka who beat the enemy. And the members who can't open the door of the trial are also not eligible to go out. The first trial gate is 2 tons, 2 or 4 tons, and the second trial gate is 4 tons and 2 8 tons. By analogy, if you want to open all 7 doors of trials, that is to say, you need to have a thrust of 128 tons for one arm and 256 tons for both arms. Judging from Silva's stress-free expression, this weight is nothing to him. Fans looked at Silva with some envy. Ilmi, who is only 11 or 12 years old now, has not yet suffered from the morbidity that followed, and some normal emotions will still exist. In other words, it seems that Ilmi officially became a sick girl after Kalua was born. It was rare to feel Ilmi's feeling of envy, and Silva's indifferent face also showed a smile, and she put her big hand on Ilmi's smooth black hair and rubbed it. After opening reading, "How many doors can you open?" 4. 4 Dao, that's pretty good too. There was a pity side in Silva's eyes looking at Ilmi, but Ilmi's hair is not silver. Otherwise, with Yeermi's aptitude, he would be able to perfectly inherit and beat the enemy Haka. At least compared to his second son Mig, Yeermi is the perfect heir in his mind. It is a pity that he failed to inherit the silver-white hair of the orthodox bloodline of the Haka who beat the enemy. If Yeermi's hair is silvery white, it may not be certain whether Migi will be born or not. Like him, Zeno's first child, Silva, has silver hair. Zeno has no plans to have a second child. Of course, with Kikyo's character, it is estimated that he will not be as obedient as his mother, so if you don't want it, don't want it. Thinking of his wife, Silva suddenly felt a little headache. Recently, I have been chasing him every day to come and go, so today I can go out and breathe while I have a task. It's been so many times, I don't know if I hit it or not. Master Silva, young Master Ilmi, the vehicle is ready, and the private airship to Gambi Town is ready. Zipo Nyen's voice brought back Silva's divergent thoughts. Silva didn't speak, just nodded coldly, and then Ilmi and Ilmi got on the car with a Y-shaped logo at the front, like the Mercedes-Benz logo upside down. Zipo Nyen bowed slightly and respectfully sent the black sedan down the mountain. The Kukulu mountain where the Haka family was located was not too far from Gambi Town, and the private airship arrived at its destination after about 2 days of travel. Because there is no such thing as a tarmac in Gambi Town. Therefore, Silva directly protected Ilmi and chose a wilderness ridge near Gambi Town from the airship, just like Netano during the hunter exam, and jumped directly from it. Boom! Under the gushing of Silva's thoughts on the ground, at the cost of a large cloud of smoke, he successfully landed smoothly. Father. After landing, Ilmi handed a mobile phone-sized instrument to Silva. This is a small navigation device on which the approximate location of the target's address has been recorded. After taking over the navigation, Silva glanced at the blinking position above. South. Ilmi, let's go. After finishing speaking, Silva squeezed the entire navigation device into shreds with force. It looks like this device is supposed to be a one-off. After that, Silva greeted Ilmi and ran towards Chinkora Cape. Because of the need to take care of Ilmi, Silva didn't use the speed too fast, maintaining a level that Ilmi could just keep up with. At this time, Lin Mo, who was in Villa number 21 in Chinkora Point, was completely unaware that the killer who beat the enemy was about to strike. He had just coaxed Nyan to sleep and returned to his room. Ah, that guy Francis Evans didn't fool me, did he really come? It's already the 6th day, and there's not a single figure. After the farce is over, I still plan to go to the east. Lying on the bed, Lin Mo complained a little boringly. She's been a bit bored in Camby Town lately, and this ghost place has nothing to do except dance. And it's still Ha, who is jumping. After going to experience it once, Lin Mo has no interest at all. After all, Camby Town is just a small town in the most fringe area of the continent, with no food, no entertainment, no entertainment. There are various casinos, smokehouses, and unexplained customs offices everywhere. Other than that, there are basically no entertainment facilities. Although Lin Mo's personal life in his previous life was a bit chaotic, what he played was all one's wishes. Never let money tarnish the pure feelings between him and the young lady. Therefore, he is still grateful for this kind of land of beauty and snow. It's better to go out and play than to have fun with Nyan at home. At least it's fun to catch Nyan with snacks. Forget it, wait a little longer, it's been so long anyway. That night, high-end neighborhoods like Chinkora Point are generally cut off from all the hustle and bustle of the outside world. To provide residents here can enjoy absolute tranquility. With Nasra's current status, it is long overdue to start building its own exclusive residence and move it, rather than living in Chinkora Point with other residents. But the problem is that Lin Mo doesn't move, and right Nasla doesn't dare to move himself. So until now the base of the Nasla family is still at Chinkora Cape. However, in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, right Nasla bought several surrounding villas together. Those who were bought were not dissatisfied. Although I heard that I lived next to Nasla, it seemed like I had a lot of face, and it seemed that I could have a relationship or something. At the same time, it is also easy on weekdays. What if one accidentally offends others? Today's Nasla is already the underworld emperor in the surrounding area, and God knows what his temper is. Moreover, Nasla did not deliberately lower the price, but he was still 10% higher than the market price. As a result, several nearby residents moved out very readily. Therefore, theoretically speaking, there should be no one else within a few dozen meters of Villa numbers 21 in Chinkora Corner except the Nasla family. But something seems to have gone wrong tonight. Ah, push. As the last member of the Nasra family on the periphery was knocked out, two figures appeared like ghosts at the door of Villa number 21 in Chinkora Corner. Father, the last one. Ilmi still looked at Silva beside him with his empty eyes. If they beat the enemy Haka without making money, they would not kill unless necessary. Silva nodded lightly. Well, let's go, and then maintain absolute and condensation. Ilmi didn't ask Silva the reason, and directly condensed a part of the chi in the eyes, and the rest of the body's aura converged. Shish. The two figures flashed, and a stream of air rolled up from their feet, and then disappeared in place. The two quickly shuttled through the villa, like two black shadows. Obviously the speed is extremely fast, but it does not show the slightest figure. Even the airflow that the two people moved was not brought up. Dark step. This is a special assassination technique passed down from generation to generation by the Haka who beat the enemy. After they have studied the Haka family for beating the enemy for generations, this special step has both speed and at the same time can eliminate the sound of its own. Shuttle in the air, but without a trace of airflow. Of course, Ilfin's heat is much worse than Silva's. He also has the slightest breeze as Ilmi moves, and Silva is the essence of that stride. Really do it, completely soluble in the air. The guards patrolling in the villa seemed to be blinded by their eyes. It was obvious that the two had just passed by them, but they couldn't feel anything. Found it. Silva and Ilmi stopped at the door of a room at the same time. Flanged wood, brass fittings, no locking door. Just a touch, Silva instantly judged the basic situation of the door. After silently opening the door, Silva's right hand began to tighten. In this state, Silva's nails start to elongate and become extremely sharp. Call out. At this moment, Silva finally burst out with all her speed. In just an instant, Silva passed through the direct obstruction between the door and the bed, and his right hand was stretched straight into a knife-like shape. Under the moonlight, the sharp nails appeared a metallic color. Up to now, Silva still maintains the absolute except for his eyes, and does not let any trace of his breath leak out. Lin Mo, who was sleeping, suddenly felt a burst of hair stand up, a feeling like a thorn on his back. This sense of crisis that his brain madly sounded made him directly and completely awake. The eyes instinctively opened. When I saw a muscular man with silvery white hair, he reached out and inserted himself. Under this strong sense of crisis, the pupils began to shrink instinctively. Silva, the goal is yourself. He knew that he came back from beating the enemy, or, in other words, was fooled by that guy Francis Evans. The Fanobi family's revenge fund is indeed to hire the killer who beat the enemy Haka family to come to revenge. The Antoine family trust in Aguila is in every way a small, unremarkable family trust. But there is one thing about this company that is very popular with some underworld or gray industry families, and that is their well-established family revenge fund. After the customer's family is destroyed by the enemy, the Antoine Family Trust Company will not only help you to completely investigate the specific Black Hand, but also have a long-term relationship with the world's #1 killer family, beating the enemy Haka family, cooperating. They will directly use the revenge fund to hire the most professional and unbeaten family of beating enemies in the entire industry to avenge their customers. This has also led to a relatively high threshold for the project of the Antoine Family Trust's Family Revenge Fund. At the beginning, Eisenhower Fanobi learned from the Antoine Family Trust Company that the world's #1 killer family beat the enemy, not a legend but a real existence in this world. After learning this information, Eisenhower Fanobi decisively chose Antoine Family Trust Company as the management company of his family fund. Francis Evans was the one who was told from start to finish about the existence of the Antoine Family Trust. So how could he know that the other party would actually invite the killer of the enemy Haka family to avenge him? Even he who has been staying in such a small place has always thought that beating the enemy is a legend. Originally, after Eisenhower Fanobi planned to stabilize Lin Mo, he directly contacted the Antoine Family Trust Company to help him entrust someone who beat the enemy Haka family to avenge him. Unexpectedly, Lin Mo didn't play cards according to the routine at all. As for Silva's assassination target is Lin Mo, this is also very understandable. In fact, as early as after the Fanobi family was killed, the Antoine Family Trust Company had already started an undercover investigation. They found that the fuse for the Fanobi family's killing was indeed right Nasra, but the problem is that right Nasra is now clearly Lin Mo's puppet. The recent crazy expansion of the Nasla family is full of Lin Mo's shadow. Otherwise, how did Bart's sudden reading come from? If Lin Mo was commissioned by right Nasla, why did he still stay at Villa 21 in Cape Chinkora after dealing with the Fanobi family? You must know that right Nasla didn't know that Francis Evans was the illegitimate son of Eisenhower Fanobi. Right Nasla would never have known the secret if Francis Evans was too emotional when he beat Bart and revealed himself. There is no reason why Lin Mo didn't leave because he wanted to leave Francis Evans. The reason why Francis Evans can still sit firmly as the godfather of the Evans family after revealing that he is the illegitimate son of Eisenhower Fanobi. First, because the strength in his hands at that time was very powerful, a whole team of Nen mercenaries, some elders of the family could not resist at all. The second is that he eliminated the remaining successors one by one shortly after he ascended the throne. Francis Evans is half of Evans' blood. All in all, as long as you investigate a little, it is not difficult to find out that Lin Mo is actually the black hand of a certain queen. So, the target Wang Mao ordered for the Haka family was also Lin Mo, not right Nasla. The main reason why Lin Mo's vigilance is getting lower and lower these days is that he really believed Francis Evans' nonsense at the beginning. He was really surprised that the object of the Fanobi family revenge fund's revenge was right Nasra. After all, he could be regarded as the master of right Nasla. But the problem is, he never interfered with how the Nasla family was going to develop. He was not the one who proposed to destroy the Fanobi family, nor was he the one who wanted to kill Francis Evans. Although most of the benefits went into Lin Mo's pocket. and the income generated by the Nasra family every year, right? Nasra will also be dedicated to Lin Mo through Adam. But in terms of causality, he was at most an accomplice in the Fanobi family incident. The mastermind is still right Nasra. It is because Lin Mo himself thinks so he has no doubts about Francis Evans' nonsense. Unexpectedly, in the eyes of the Antoine Family Trust Company, it turned out to be a black hand after the establishment of a certain queen. If Lin Mo knew that they analyzed it like this, he would definitely call himself worse than Doi. It's because Lin Mo thought that even if he beat up the enemy Hakka people, he was going to assassinate right Nasra. So his vigilance will be reduced to such a point. For the first day or two, Lin Mo basically didn't sleep much at night. Anyway, as long as he didn't want to sleep, he wouldn't feel sleepy. Always be alert to the turbulent outside. But later, Lin Mo thought about it. It wasn't me who beat the enemy to kill, why am I so nervous? It's clear that right Nasra is his licking dog, so why should he keep a vigil for a licking dog? If I didn't have Adam before, I would still worry about whether the convenience of my life would be affected if right Nasra was gone. But now that Adam is here, it doesn't matter if right Nasra dies. Adam can completely replace Nasra, but at most it is not as powerful as Nasra in the development of the underworld. Thinking of this, Lin Mo immediately quit. Vigil, I'll keep you paralyzed. I'm going to bed. So, after this, Lin Mo will release Circle to observe it out of curiosity to beat the enemy Hakka family before going to bed, and the rest of the time is what he should do at ordinary times. If you can meet people who beat the enemy Hakka clan, then play against them and see how the real masters in this world are. I guess you won't be disappointed. Since opening Nyen, all the people I met were a bunch of weak chickens, which made Lin Mo not happy at all. I didn't even try, and you fell down. It's so boring. If you haven't encountered it, then it doesn't matter, it's just a matter of seeing the assassination methods used to beat the enemy Hakka clan. Even if I didn't notice that the person who beat up the enemy was coming, I couldn't watch it on the spot for a while, but I could watch the surveillance playback afterwards. 7 Deadly Sins, or known as the 7 Deadly Sins or the 7 Deadly Sins. This is the classification of the original sins of man himself in Catholic teaching. These crimes are arrogance, jealousy, rage, laziness, greed, gluttony, and lust. These are the 7 original sins inherent in human nature from birth, but some people may never have the opportunity to truly manifest it in their entire life. After being baptized by Oz in Meteor Street at the beginning, the reading was opened. Lin Mo's mentality has already begun to undergo a huge change. Whether it is the immortal vitality, or the chi increase that you can experience all the time. This undoubtedly made Lin Mo start to become arrogant. In the final analysis, although Lin Mo was a winner in his previous life, he was still just an ordinary person. Not to mention that there are many more powerful people in the world than Lin Mo. Even if Lin Mo was the richest man in the world in his previous life, he is still just a mortal. If you have never experienced the feeling of having extraordinary power, you will never understand how wonderful it is to have power. The feeling of holding the fate of others in your hand, and everything in the snap of your fingers is gone. In the previous life, a small pistol could frighten Lin Mo to the point of holding his head in his hands. Now, facing dozens or hundreds of machine guns and RPG bombardment, Lin Mo can only laugh with disdain. 027. What rubbish toy. When one's own strength is stronger, the fear of the world will be lower. Especially after that, all Lin Mo encountered were some trash, not a single one could touch the corner of his clothes. Moreover, the abilities developed by himself are theoretically invincible abilities, so Lin Mo naturally swelled up. Not only began to become arrogant but also began to become lazy. The original Lin Mo did not say anything else, at least he was able to settle down and develop the unlimited technique for a month without rest. Instead, let him try it now, and watch it without sleep for a month. He will just give you a roll of eyes, and then ask you, is it uncomfortable to lie down or Nyan is not funny. Anyway, no one can beat me for a while, so why should I spend that crime? Wait until the single combat power ceiling of the Hunter world, the Ant King, comes out. It's all over 10 years later. Even if Lin Mo doesn't do anything, his chi can reach more than 10 million to 20 million. You know, after the Ant King absorbed Shiopof and Menthuthupi, the predicted gas volume was only about 3 million. Even if Lin Mo is standing in place, he doesn't have any abilities, he just drives Ken. It is estimated that the Ant King will not break the defense against him. Unless the Ant King absorbs Netero, and then gets 100 styles Avalokitesvera. It can be seen that Netero's 300,000 chi in the state of 100 style Guanyin can slightly injure the Ant King in the original state. After the Ant King pair gets the 100 styles Guanyin combat power increase, maybe they can break Lin Mo's Kan Yin. This is just a state where Lin Mo doesn't use any abilities. Once Lin Mo starts using Nen, the fight can be over. So, do you think Lin Mo still feels like he needs to work hard? However, at this moment, Silva's appearance gave Lin Mo a slap in the face. Lin Mo's pupils shrank into needle-like shapes, watching Silva's hand knife stab towards his neck. I wanted to activate the unlimited spell immediately, but my consciousness couldn't react at all. In other words, the brain has sent a signal, but the body has not yet responded. No lower limit. Puff. Until Silva completely stabbed the hand knife into Lin Mo's neck, he couldn't use the unlimited technique. Goo. Arteries were punctured and throats were torn. Blood began to swell up uncomfortably from Lin Mo's mouth. Years of experience in hand field told Silva that the boy in front of him, who had silver-white hair like himself, was powerless. After pulling his hand back from Lin Mo's neck, he shook it slightly to remove the remaining blood from his hand. Ilmi, this is the negative teaching material. Although the Nen have powerful powers far beyond that of ordinary people, all of this comes from mind and the body itself. That is to say, once you fail to inspire mind, then you are no different from ordinary people. Mind is not a passive ability, but an active ability. The easiest and most effective way to assassinate Nen is to kill them with one hit before they can react. After cleaning up the blood on his hands, Silva turned to look at Ilmi, who had been outside the door and taught. Ilmi nodded thoughtfully. I see. Seeing that Ilmi had understood what she said, Silva started to walk out the door, and the mission was completed. Hey, I said, it seems impolite to come up in the middle of the night and put my hand in my neck without saying a word, and then just leave without saying a word. Just as Silva and Ilmi were ready to leave, Lin Mo, who should have died, sat up from the bed quietly and said in a flat tone. Although Lin Mo's tone was very flat, the anger in his eyes could not be stopped at this moment. This anger was towards Silva, but also towards himself. Today's appearance of Silva made Lin Mo feel that his previous arrogant posture was as ridiculous as a clown. It was a loss that I was still thinking about the ability to test the Haka enemies. He doesn't even know if he touches him. Simply. What a shame. The black ink-like thoughts began to spread out from Lin Mo like a viscous liquid, polluting the entire room in an instant, and then quickly spreading out. At this moment, hearing Lin Mo's voice behind him, Silva widened his eyes in astonishment, then quickly exited the room and turned around again, looking at Lin Mo, who sat up in disbelief. Feeling Lin Mo's extreme evil thoughts, Silva was like a cat, and instinctively began to fry. Such evil thoughts are simply the only thing Silva has ever seen in his life. No, it is more important now to confirm the current situation than this. Did you just lose yourself? No, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the artery being punctured and the throat being torn. Is it the opponent's ability? The self-healing of the enhanced system? Or the substitute ability of the embodied system? Silva looked at the large amount of blood still remaining on Lin Mo's neck, and his brain began to work frantically. There is not a single wound. If the enhancing system strengthens his self-healing ability, it is unlikely to achieve this level in a short period of time. Then, the opponent is very likely to be a person with the ability of the representation system, using some kind of ability that can transfer damage or simply can be a substitute. If this is the opponent's ability, then his actual combat ability should not be strong. If that's the case, why didn't you just continue to play dead or attack? Is there some whole card I don't know that makes him feel sure he can beat me? Not to mention what Lin Mo's abilities are, just because he was clearly in Silva just now and didn't realize that he was still alive. But Lin Mo didn't choose to attack, and didn't continue to play dead. Instead, he sat up and reminded Silva that this series of operations made Silva feel fascinated. After all, as a killer, Silva's mindset has always been quick and efficient. Never do superfluous things. How could he realize that Lin Mo was just venting his emotions? Don't attack rashly without knowing the details. However, that's just what the average Nen would think so. Ilmi, step back, Silva shouted, then stretched out his hands to both sides, and condensed two huge purple thought balls surrounded by lightning bolts. Ilmi, who was standing beside Silva, immediately turned into a shadow and retreated. Drink. Silva waved his hands to the middle, and two half-human high lightning balls immediately slammed towards Lin Mo, who was sitting on the bed. In the face of the huge thought ball that quickly hit him, Lin Mo's expression remained the same. He raised his right hand, and his 5 fingers stretched slightly to reach him in front of him. Unlimited spells. Spatial fluctuations appeared in front of Lin Mo, and Silva's chanting ball was stopped by Lin Mo in the air. Go back. Lin Mo's palm suddenly pushed forward. Silva's 2 huge thought balls, as if receiving new orders, began to return to the original path and quickly blasted towards their original master Silva. Seeing that Lin Mo's attack was returned to him in the same way, Silva's eyes suddenly froze. Rebound. Is it the transformation system that turns his thoughts into repulsion? Or is he actually some kind of trait system, Nen? Insufficient information to analyze. Silva looked like a sturdy body, but at this moment it became unexpectedly soft. Like a butterfly passing through a flower, it passed through the middle of the 2 chanting balls. Just as Silva dodged the 2 thought balls he fired, another spatial fluctuation flashed by. Lin Mo suddenly appeared on Silva's only path. At this time, Lin Mo's left and right hands were wrapped around Nen of bombing space with a murderous look in his eyes. He raised his right hand and slashed Silva's head. To be honest, when he knew from Francis Evans that to beat the enemy Haka family was coming, Lin Mo never thought of killing them from the beginning to the end. At most, I just want to meet for a while and see each other. After all, he still has a guess in the future that he wants to go to Nanika to test it, which is about an ultimate Nen that he wants to develop. But the problem is this ability, he doesn't think he can achieve it by himself. And Nanika's wish may be able to help him to a certain extent. Therefore, for this ultimate ability of his own, Lin Mo doesn't want to offend the Haka family unless it is necessary. Not because of fear, but simply because it is not in line with their own interests. After all, Nanika is known as a universal wishing machine, and it is worth a try. If the people who beat the Haka clan were beheaded here, Silva needless to say, Silva is gone, the latter Nanika will not be born at all, maybe Kahlua will be gone. If the person who came is Zeno, who knows if Zeno's death will have any effect on Silva, if his father was killed. Caused Silva to be in no mood to continue childbirth after Kahlua was born. Isn't Lin Mo dumbfounded? So Lin Mo really never thought about killing the person who beat the enemy. As for letting the Haka family give up the mission, the method is very simple. Strength is the root of everything. No matter which world you are in, power is the root of everything. Just show unrivaled strength, and then place an order on the spot for another person to kill the owner of the next person. In this way, Lin Mo has given them enough steps. How to choose at that time, Lin Mo believes that as a businessman he will not understand. If all this goes as Lin Mo planned. But now, Lin Mo's eyes have long been filled with anger, and now there is only one thought in Lin Mo's mind. That's killing Silva. Puff. Blood begins to bloom in the air. One arm is doing free spin fall in the air. A trace of cold sweat broke out on Silva's forehead, and she quickly retreated while clutching her broken left arm. Boom. At the same time, the 2 huge thought balls flashed by Silva just now also slammed against the wall on one side of the villa. At the moment when the thought ball touched a hard object, it exploded directly, destroying an entire side. The huge roar not only resounded through the entire Chinkora Cape, but also caused violent vibrations in the surrounding area. Well, of course Nyan is not on this side. Even if Lin Mo is swept away by anger again, he will not lose his senses. When it bounced back, Lin Mo made a special observation. What's the situation? There is an explosion, from the boss. Explosion. Is it an enemy attack? Quick, quick, put on your clothes, let's go and see. The strong explosion directly awakened the entire Chinkora Cape, and the members of the Nasra family buried around them woke up one after another from their sleep. After putting on the clothes in a hurry, he picked up the guy and started to circle around under the command of each team leader. Ignoring the commotion outside, Lin Mo just looked at Silva, who was covering his arms, and patted the dust on his body. Very good, I hit you in the head just now. That's right, Lin Mo's bombing space just targeted Silva's head. But at the last moment, Silva was keenly aware that most of Lin Mo's energy was concentrated in his hands. Therefore, it is guessed that Lin Mo's state at this time should be different from when he rebounded before. At this moment, the rebound power of Lin Mo should have disappeared. So at the last moment, one kicked Lin Mo's waist, causing Lin Mo's body to shift. The bombing space that was supposed to hit the head just cut off Silva's right arm. Big loss. This was the first thought that popped into Silva's mind after distanced himself from Lin Mo. From the inexplicable resurrection ability at the beginning, to the later defense, attack, speed and the kick just hit. In the last kick, Silva made no effort and made a full hand. Lin Mo is clearly only in the normal state, and most of his energy is concentrated in his hands. But it was only kicked back a few meters, and then patted the dust. This shows that even without those weird nen, Lin Mo is an absolute master. Netero's gas volume is about 300,000, and Silva's gas volume is as high as that of Netero at most. That is 15,000, and Lin Mo's current gas volume is more than 200,000. Silva looked at Lin Mo's too immature face. Maybe the time to grow up was too short, and he didn't keep up with his own strength growth in terms of foundation and consciousness. That's why it was so young at the beginning. But no matter whether it is young or weak, strength is king, and Lin Mo, who has already reacted, seems to be really unable to beat him. Thankfully, he used Lin Mo as a negative teaching material to teach Year fans. Careless. If he hadn't been removed from his arm, he might be able to use his richer experience than the opponent to find an opportunity to turn defeat into victory. But now the state has dropped too much, and if you continue to fight, there is little chance of winning. I had no choice but to go back and find my father to fight together. After quickly judging the situation, Silva stomped on the ground without saying a word. While smashing the floor, with the help of the splashing smoke, he quickly flashed in the direction that Ilmi had just evacuated. What? Lin Mo just sneered at this, and then directly expanded circle. After finding Silva's location, he threw a flying thunder god kunai. Hidden weapon. In order to better observe whether Lin Mo catches up, Silva has turned on circle at this moment. After sensing the flying thunder god kunai thrown by Lin Mo, a moment of surprise appeared in Silva's mind. From Lin Mo's abilities, it doesn't seem like he's someone who can use hidden weapons. However, in the next second, Silva understood why. After a flash of white light, Lin Mo's figure suddenly appeared above Silva. This time he attached the ability of bombing space to his leg. Lin Mo, who was in midair, adjusted his body slightly and kicked Silva directly. Silva sensed Lin Mo's sudden appearance from that circle. His speed completed the span from max to 0 in an instant, an arch bridge, a 90-degree lean back from the knee, and successfully evaded Lin Mo's attack. Only a few strands of silver-white hair were cut off by Lin Mo. This time he sees clearly. Lin Mo's movement method is actually a teleportation in space. Now it's troublesome. Silva wouldn't dare to say that he was number one in the world if he was just relying on his own speed, but at least he had considerable self-confidence. But Lin Mo still has the ability to move in space, which is simply cheating. The peculiarly shaped hidden weapon just now should be the medium for his teleportation. And many more. Something was wrong. When Lin Mo suddenly appeared in front of him for the first time, he didn't throw this strange hidden weapon. Could it be that he doesn't need a medium for short-distance moves? Thinking of this, Silva tensed his legs, turned and jumped to the side, pulling the distance from Lin Mo again. Lin Mo, on the other hand, looked outside the completely broken wall behind him. A black-haired Xiaozheng Taijun kept fighting with the Nasra members downstairs. The black-haired little Zhengtai figure shuttled through these underworld members like a ghost, and every time he made a move, he would definitely take a life. At this time, Bart and Adam also rushed to the scene. They just went over to confirm the safety of Nyan and right Nasla. After the two of them were placed in a safe place, they hurried over, so they slowed down a bit. Are you ready to escape first? After Lin Mo confirmed the direction of Silva's movement, he probably guessed what Silva was going to do. It should be ready to pick up Yermi, leave here first and then make plans. With the personality of beating the enemy Haka family, I will probably bring Zeno or Maha with me next time. Silva ignored Lin Mo's question, but her heart sank. Facing Lin Mo, who has the ability to teleport in space, it is difficult for him to evacuate with Ilmi. It should be said that it is very difficult to evacuate in the current state. Failed. I shouldn't have brought Il's fans here. I thought it was just a gangster revenge mission in a border town. I didn't expect to meet a monster like Lin Mo. With his brain running fast, Silva decided to use words to distract part of Lin Mo's attention. Your ability should be space. Sure enough, hearing this, Lin Mo raised his eyebrows slightly. Been seen. Judging from your ability to move in space, and the ability to cut your lower arm just now, it should be a kind of space use, although I don't know how you can rebound and resurrect. But it is impossible for a person to have the characteristics of two thoughts, so it should also be the use of space, but I didn't see it below. Therefore, your excellency should be change type or character type the Nen. Silva continued to use words to distract Lin Mo, while looking for opportunities to see if he could rush down and take Ilmi away. Although some admire Silva's ability to discover his true abilities in such a short time, but my favorite thing to do is say no to self-righteous people. With a flip of his hand, a flying thunder god kunai appeared out of thin air in Lin Mo's hands. He flipped his hand again, and another flying thunder god kunai appeared out of thin air in Lin Mo's hand. Now, do you still think I'm a Nen of transformation or trait? Lin Mo said with some joking surprises. It's actually incarnation system. Seeing such a peculiar hidden weapon in Lin Mo's hands, a short circuit appeared in Silva's mind for a while. Although he did doubt that Lin Mo was a Nen of representation system at the beginning. But then most of the abilities Lin Mo showed came from himself, and the only time he used props was to move in a longer distance to block himself. So the space elimination ability, the short distance teleportation and the initial rebound ability were actually caused by some kind of props that could not be seen clearly. Just when Silva subconsciously began to analyze Lin Mo's intention, Lin Mo suddenly turned around and dropped a flying thunder god kunai in the direction of Ilmi. I know why you suddenly told me so much just now. As someone who beat the enemy Haka clan, you wouldn't suddenly tell me so much if you didn't have a purpose, so your purpose is actually Bar. Saying that, Lin Mo gave Silva an evil smile, and with a flash of white light, the flying thunder god technique was activated. Seeing this, Silva's pupils shrank suddenly, and an amazing explosive force erupted in an instant, followed by Lin Mo's hind feet and disappeared in place. Fighting wild geese all day long was blinded by geese pecks. Originally, Silva discovered that although Lin Mo's strength was quite strong, he could only be regarded as a rookie who had just entered the world of Nen. Unexpectedly, although Lin Mo's foundation and consciousness are quite weak, he is so keen on psychological control. Originally, Silva was going to distract Lin Mo, but now it's Lin Mo who distracted him to think that Lin Mo is a incarnation Nen. Although it should be impossible to get ahead of Lin Mo, when he stops him, if you can rely on two legs to be faster than the flying thunder god technique, then why does Lin Mo need this ability? But knowing that it was too late, Silva had to go save it. The current Silva is not the Silva who will have 5 or 6 children in the future, and now he only has 2 of them, Yirmi and Miji. At this time, Ilfan, who was in the confrontation with Bart and Adam downstairs, didn't know that a red font suddenly appeared on his head. Dangerous. The current Silva only has 2 numbers, Yirmi and Miji. Mig's account is obviously a waste of practice. He is lazy and lazy every day, and he is willing to train only if he is beaten. The only one that can be trusted is the perfect natural killer, Ilmi. No matter what you say, you must be saved. And even though the atmosphere of beating the enemy Haka clan seems to be very cold, in fact, they care more about the concept of family than any clan. It's just that their love will be distorted and perverted in the eyes of outsiders. Of course, the premise is that they recognize you as a family member, just like treating Nanika. Silva's evaluation is, that guy is not human at all, so you can't look at it from the eyes of your family. That guy is from another world. Yes, dark. Just when Lin Mo and Silva were pulling each other psychologically downstairs, Adam and Bart downstairs joined forces, and with the help of the surrounding Nasra family members, they still inevitably fell into a downward trend. Bart had only started reading for a while, and his specialty was not head-to-head confrontation. Not to mention Adam, the Nen he developed is purely auxiliary. And although Yirmi is similar to Bart, it was not long after he started reading, but don't forget, before opening reading, Yirmi was able to open the door of 3 trials. The thrust alone can reach 16 tons, not to mention the ancestral killing skills of the Haka family that he has learned since childhood. Anbu, limb bending, snake living and other means are all superb skills that the outside world can only dream of. The reason why Bart and Adam can support up to now is because of the 5 senses sharing, and the fact that many members of the Nasra family come to interfere from time to time, and the reason why ill fans can't resist bullets. Call out. A unique hidden weapon in the shape of a trident suddenly shot down Ilmi's face from above. Hidden weapon, because Ilmi has consciously left the field from the moment Silva shot. Therefore, at this moment, he does not understand Linmo's flying thunder god technique. Just when Ilmi was a little puzzled, a white light flashed, and Linmo suddenly appeared in front of his eyes. Linmo, who appeared suddenly, immediately strangled Yirmi by the neck before he could react. Ilmi's original mechanical poker face was twisted a little by the sudden suffocation. Then, a cold light flashed in his black hole-like eyes, resisting the pressure at his throat and restraining his body's instinct to grab Linmo's right hand. Instead, he stretched out his hands to the sides, and then twisted like a snake. His own strength was superimposed on the inertia of the twisting, and he severely cut off Linmo's right hand that was pinching his neck. Snake live. Nice reaction. Linmo looked at Yirmi with a hint of approval in his eyes. But, wood is big. Unlimited spell activate. Ilmi's hands were directly fixed in the air by Linmo. Linmo-sama. When Bart and Adam saw Linmo's arrival, they immediately shouted in surprise. After a while, they may not be able to hold on anymore. The other Nasra members also bowed 90 degrees when they saw this, Linmo-sama. Linmo ignored them, but turned his head to another open space that had been empty, and squinted at a sturdy man with long silver hair standing there. Silva had a gloomy expression on his face at some point. It's not that Silva doesn't want to snatch Ill's fans in the past, but he doesn't dare, and he's not sure. Now Yirmi is pinched by Linmo, and with a little force, Yirmi can be pinched to death like a worm. He didn't even dare to approach Silva a little, for fear that it would irritate Linmo. Your Excellency, the person who took over the assassination thought that the person who came to you was me, and it had nothing to do with Inuko. With your strength, you shouldn't be embarrassed. Before Silva could finish speaking, he was interrupted by a scream from Ilmi. At this time, Yirmi's originally fair face began to slowly turn blue, apparently because Linmo's right hand was constantly exerting pressure. So Silva could only grit his teeth and forcibly swallow the next sentence he was about to say. Seeing Silva being so sensible, Linmo loosened up a little. At least Ilmi can barely breathe. Silva, beat the enemy, if I guessed correctly, this should be your name. Silva squeezed the only remaining fist and replied, yes. Do you know who I am? Just like you are a killer, I also have my own identity. Looking at Silva's aggrieved look, Linmo felt a burst of relief. Anger began to decline. A thief. I'm a thief. I grab whatever I want, and kill anyone who doesn't look good. This is the creed of our thieves, so do you think I'll let him go just because he's a child? Saying that, Linmo used his right hand again, causing Yirmi, who was pinched in his hand, to let out another scream. Ilmi instinctively wanted to pull her hands back and resist Linmo's strong hands, but unfortunately, he couldn't do it because his hands were fixed by the unlimited technique. Only 2 legs are thrown in the air unconsciously. Stop. Silva couldn't help but growl. Resisting the murderous aura that kept rising in his heart, Linmo. Your Excellency, since you didn't kill the dog immediately, it means that you should ask for something, go ahead. The corners of Linmo's mouth evoked a wicked smile, and the strength in his hands was slightly loosened again. Silva, you are right, I do have something to do, but not now, but in the future. When I ask you to do something in the future, you can't refuse me. After finishing speaking, looking at Silva who was hesitating to speak, Linmo spoke again. Direction, this matter won't cost you the enemy Haka. After hearing Linmo's addition, Silva breathed a sigh of relief. If it is true as your Excellency said, it will not lose the interests of our beating the enemy Haka, then I can defeat you, and one day in the future, I will do something for your Excellency. Very good. Saying that, Linmo wanted to applaud and tease Silva, but he was pinching Ilmi with one hand, so he could only give up. That's right, Lin Mo's angry at this time has already started to lower his head, and he has begun to reconsider the issue of gains and losses. Lin Mo, who was just overwhelmed by anger, almost killed Silva. Now that I think about it, it's really good. Silva itself is strong enough. If Silva is really killed, who will be the next Nanika? Ilfan, where can I find Kahlua, who can order Nanika? If Nanika were gone, his conjecture would never be complete. Almost broke something big, but now it's not bad. In the end, not only was he rounded up by himself, but he also received a favor from Silva. Although Lin Mo hasn't figured out what to do with him right now, but after all, it will be useful in the future when Nanika comes out. It seems that we have reached a consensus on this matter, which is a good first step. Lin Mo looked at Silva playfully. To Lin Mo's obviously ridiculed remarks, Silva could only be angry and dare not speak. This is the consequence of lack of strength. Even if Lin Mo is just a novice with weak foundation and lack of consciousness, so what? The strength of others is stronger than you, so what can you do? Then it's the second step. I remember that you won't give up your mission when you beat the enemy Haka, so what should you do now? Silva forcibly calmed down his emotions and said in a plain voice. It's very simple, just let the client die. Would you like to spend a knives to entrust my father, Zeno, to assassinate the head of the Antoine Family Trust Company? What if I said I don't want to? Lin Mo skinned. This time, Silva almost couldn't be cured. Aha! Lin Mo waved his hand. I'm just joking, just to liven up the atmosphere. Okay, I'm willing. Well, the blue veins on Silva's forehead burst out uncontrollably. After taking a few deep breaths and calming down a little, Silva took out a mobile phone from his arms and dialed it after some operations. Beep beep. After a few rings, the other party picked up. Hey, Silva. Zeno wasn't as old as the original at this time, and his voice sounded full of vigor. Ah, Dad, there is some trouble here. There is a guest who needs your help to kill the person in charge of the Antoine Family Trust Company. Silva said concisely and directly explained his purpose. Zeno Chen was silent for a while. Has it reached this level? I know, I'll go now. After saying that, Zeno hung up the phone. As Silva's father, although Zeno doesn't know what trouble Silva is referring to at this time, he still knows to what extent. You know, what Silva is now executing is an urgent final plan to beat the enemy Haka family. Zeno had heard a little about the task that Silva was performing at this time, and the client was someone from the Antoine Family Trust Company. Now that Silva called and said that someone on his side wanted to entrust him to assassinate Silva's client, there must be an accident that Silva could not handle. For Le Zhao to beat the enemy Haka family, running away is not shameful, even as natural as eating and drinking, so the trouble that Silva said at this time should make him unable to escape even if he runs away, so that had to use this method to make the task cancel. Beep. Zeno made a special sound, and after a while, a strong airflow swept over. Zeno kicked hard and jumped into the air. Then a huge figure flashed by in the air, picking up Zeno in the air. Roar! A dragon chant resounded in the clouds. It seems that it is necessary to know more about Silva's mission this time. After the call ended, Silva looked at Lin Mo again. Okay, now there is no need for me to continue this time, can you put down the dog now? Did not put down Yirmi immediately, but asked with great interest. Oh, you don't have to confirm your client's death before giving up the mission. When Lin Mo remembers the original Yukishin, he and Zeno both stopped after receiving a call from Yirmi to confirm the death of 10 old man. Even if you know that Zeno's shot will definitely succeed, the problem is that the 10 old men made a shot that time, so it's even more unlikely that there will be an accident. Why did you just give up now? Facing Lin Mo's question, Silva was silent for a long time. My father will take action, and there will be no accidents. Lin Mo sneered inwardly. Isn't Maha's shot more foolproof? Why didn't you think that when you were in Yukishin, you simply gave up on the brigade from the very beginning? In the end, it's a question of strength. In the original book, Silva and Zeno are stronger than Crollo, so of course they can have a playful mentality and compete with Ilmi and Maha to see who can kill the target first. Now, Lin Mo is stronger than Silva, and Ilfin is still in Lin Mo's hands. Where did he come from to keep dragging his mind? But forget it, people are all double standards, at least Lin Mo himself is very double standards. That's fine, but before that, I didn't like the look in your son's eyes. Lin Mo looked at Ilmi's black hole-like eyes and said a little unhappily. I don't know whether Ilmi's eyes are born or acquired due to personality problems. Anyway, his eyes just give you a feeling of being empty and full of malice. In short, Lin Mo is very unhappy when he sees Ilmi's eyes now. Puff. Blood exploded in Ilmi's two eye sockets. Well, Ilmi gritted her teeth and said nothing, just because her body snorted against the pain instinct. As I said before, Lin Mo is now a thief. Go grab what you want, and kill those who don't like it. Looking at Ilmi's eyes now is unhappy, then he will poke Ilmi's eyeballs blind. That's reasonable. Reasonably enough, Silva just clenched the only remaining fist in his eyes, and looked at Lin Mo with fiery eyes, without any further reaction. That looks much more pleasing to the eye. Lin Mo looked at his masterpiece with satisfaction. Then Lin Mo threw the Ilmi in his hand in Silva's direction. Okay, I'll give it back to you. After Yermi was caught firmly by Silva, he couldn't hold it any longer, and his head crooked and passed out. Then, Your Excellency, can we leave now? It's not that Silva doesn't want to leave, it's that Lin Mo is too moody in his opinion now. He's still joking with you 1 second, and poking your son's eyes out the next second. Is this something normal people can do? If you just leave like this, what if Lin Mo is upset? If he tried to escape, he would definitely not be able to escape in the hands of Lin Mo, who has the ability to move in space. Therefore, Silva could only continue to hold back his anger and seek Lin Mo's opinion. Silva feels that he has never eaten as many scars in his life as he does today. Seeing the miserable appearance of Silva and Ilmi, Lin Mo's anger in his heart was almost gone, so he waved his hand. Okay, then let's go, it's time for this farce to end. Oh, by the way, remember to pay for the house. After speaking, Lin Mo pointed to the broken villa behind him that was blown up by Silva's two thought balls. Hearing this, Silva's fist-clenched hand was so hard that the fingernails sunk into the palm and blood oozes out. No problem, I will compensate according to the price. After saying this, Silva hugged Ilmi with one hand and disappeared in place, not even picking up the arm severed by Lin Mo. He was afraid that if he stayed any longer, he would really break the defense. Don't look at them looking like one has a broken arm and the other is blind. The injuries appear to be irreversible. In fact, there are still many abilities that can be regenerated in the hunter world. Just the breath of the Archangel of the Island of Greed can heal them. Although the Island of Greed has not been released at this time, the whole world can't only have Side, Gold and Free CSS, and they have this level of healing power. With the energy to beat the enemy Haka family, it will not be too difficult to find the Nen who can heal them. This is also one of the main reasons why Lin Mo blinded Ilmi's eyes just now, but Silva didn't overreact, and when he finally left, he didn't pick up his broken arm. Seeing Silva taking Il's blurry away, Adam and Bart, as well as the members of Nasra, all breathed a sigh of relief. They are not doubting Lin Mo's strength. Lin Mo is very strong, they have no doubt that Lin Mo can defeat them. But the problem is that they are weak. If they really fight, the aftermath of a bad attack can easily kill them. Adam's eyes looking at Lin Mo were even hotter. Of course I didn't follow the wrong person. Such a powerful enemy is forced to owe a request more than Lin Mo-sama. Moreover, his son was maimed by Lin Mo in front of him, and he didn't dare to say anything. Lord Lin Mo is the truth walking in the world. He is the only true God. Adam's faith in Lin Mo became stronger and stronger. Master. Not far away, a small loli, surrounded by a group of men in black, ran towards Lin Mo with short legs. Yo, Nyan. Lin Mo hugged Nyan, who threw himself into his arms. How is it? Did you just get scared? Lin Mo said warmly, looking at Nyan with tears still left in the corners of his eyes. Nyan nodded. Well, at the beginning, Nyan was indeed a little scared, but later, Nyan was more worried about the master. Really, ha 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 ha, Nyan is good, the bad guy has been driven away by the master. Lin Mo felt relieved to hear Nyan's words. Yeah, Nyan knows that the master is the most powerful, and he can definitely beat the bad guys away. Nyan also waved his arms while speaking, as if he was also beating up the bad guys. At this time, Right Nasla also came over. Lin Mo, do you know who the enemy is? Lin Mo glanced at him. I said you can't deal with it, the person who came here is the one who beat the enemy, the killer invited by the Fanobi family's revenge fund. Hearing this, Right Nasla's expression changed. Does the legendary family of beating enemies actually exist? My subordinates deserve to die for their crimes, but I didn't expect that the Nasla family would hide such a hand, attracting killers who beat up the enemy Hakka clan to attack, disturbing the cultivation of Lord Lin Mo. When Right Nasla heard that it was the killer who beat the enemy Hakka clan, he immediately knelt down on one knee and apologized. Forget it, you don't even know about it, so you can be considered innocent. Although the process was not pleasant, the end result was good. Now that Lin Mo's anger has dissipated, he doesn't plan to blame Right Nasla. Yes, thank you Lin Mo-sama for your forgiveness. When he got up, Right Nasla glanced at Lin Mo very covertly, and found that Lin Mo had some blood on his collar when he came out, and there was no obvious injury except for a little dust on his body. He couldn't help but sigh again how powerful Lin Mo is. It seems that there is no pressure to defeat the legendary first killer and beat the enemy Hakka family. Right Nasla lowered her head even lower. Sure enough, his original decision was right. Even if you are a licking dog, you must be the strongest licking dog. However, as expected of Lord Lin Mo, he was able to repel the killer who beat up the enemy Hakka family so easily. Right Nasla gave Lin Mo a small compliment. Relax. Lin Mo thoughtfully stroked his neck. If you don't have the ability to be immortal, you should have died in embarrassment at this time. Even if you have an invincible power, if you don't even have the chance to use it, isn't it all for nothing? Have you been a little too arrogant during this time? Maybe some basic things should be picked up again. Lin Mo, what did you just say? Please forgive me for not listening. Right Nasla's voice pulled Lin Mo's thoughts back. Oh, nothing, it's all gone, it's too late today, let's go back to rest. Master, Nyan wants to sleep with Master tonight. Nyan looked at Lin Mo pitifully. It seemed that she was really frightened. Okay, Master will sleep with Nyan tonight. After shaking Nyan in his arms twice, Lin Mo agreed. Yan, then let's go back to rest, Nyan is sleepy. After speaking, Nyan's eyelids could not hold back. Lin Mo looked at Nyan in his arms, chuckled lightly, and glanced at the dilapidated villa number 21 in Chinkora Cape behind him. Holding Nyan in his arms, he picked a villa nearby and flashed over. Going straight to the master bedroom, after looking at the traces that no one had slept in, Lin Mo took Nyan to lie down with satisfaction. Since the farce is over, it's almost time to start preparing for the East. Silent all night. The next morning, Lin Mo suddenly felt itchy nose. When he opened his eyes, he found that Nyan had woken up and dangled Lin Mo's nose with his own hair. Because Lin Mo was not fortified against Nyan, Lin Mo was not awakened immediately after Nyan woke up. After waking up, Lin Mo pressed Nyan on the bed and tickled her. Nyan, you are so courageous that you dare to molest the master. Nyan, who was tickled by Lin Mo, couldn't help but writhe and let out a giggling. Ha ha ha, it's all to blame for the master. The master is a lazy pig, Nyan is awake, but the master is still awake. How dare you say that the master is a lazy pig, I think you are trying to rebel. Ha 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 ha, master, Nyan dare not. After playing around for a while, Lin Mo patted Nyan's little butt. Okay, Nyan, get up and brush your teeth, I'll take you out for a walk later. Hearing that Lin Mo was going to take him out to play, Nyan's eyes suddenly lit up. Master, do you want to take Nyan on a trip? Ah, I'm going to go to the east to take a look. Didn't Nyan divination for the master last time? If you go to the east, maybe there will be some unexpected gains. Okay, Nyan is going to brush his teeth now. After saying that, Nyan climbed out of bed and ran to the bathroom excitedly to wash up. Seeing Nyan's back excitedly leaving, Lin Mo couldn't help but feel a burst of laughter. This girl. While Nyan was washing up, Lin Mo called Right Nasla over. Nasla, I'm going to take Nyan away for a while. Lin Mo's first sentence almost scared Nasla. With a plop, he knelt down on the ground. Lin Mo, is it because your subordinates have not taken care of them recently? Or do you have any dissatisfaction with your subordinates, Lin Mo? Lin Mo looked at the frightened Right Nasla speechlessly, and he could roughly guess what the other party had misunderstood. It should be because Lin Mo wants to cancel the deal with him. Lin Mo waved his hand. No, get up, you think too much, I just plan to go out with Nyan to relax. After fighting against the enemy yesterday, I have some insights to absorb. Hearing this, right Nasra finally breathed a sigh of relief, got up from the ground and wiped the sweat from his forehead. Oh, okay, Lord Lin Mo, don't worry, I will arrange everything properly. Well, then you can see how to arrange it yourself, and then leave. This is the advantage of accepting right Nasra. As long as you tell him your thoughts, Lin Mo basically doesn't need to take care of the rest. He will watch and lick himself. Holding it can make Lin Mo feel comfortable. Yes, Lord Lin Mo, this subordinate will make arrangements now. Right Nasra stepped back with a respectful look on his face. After right Nasra withdrew, Nyan just came out of the bathroom and looked at Lin Mo excitedly. Master, Nyan has washed up, can we go? Lin Mo raised his hand and touched Nyan's little head with a smile. Well, you have already asked your father to help us make arrangements. We can set off when he is over there. Before that, let's have a meal. And then Nyan, let's see if you have something to bring. After saying that, Lin Mo took Nyan's hand and walked to the restaurant. With right Nasra's character, breakfast should have been prepared for them. Ho, good, Nyan can go on a tour. Although Nyan was born as a gangster lady, in fact, she has never been out of Camby town. Right Nasra didn't even let Nyan go to kindergarten, so how could he let him go on a trip? Speaking of which, Nyan should be going to school soon, which made Lin Mo feel a little bit of a headache. You say go to school, doesn't that mean Lin Mo will be stuck somewhere for a long time too? But if you don't want to go to school, Lin Mo is really not good at teaching children. Can't let Nyan be an illiterate like Uvijin. Not knowing is a really scary thing. If his disciple is illiterate, Lin Mo himself can't stand it in the first place. Forget it, anyway, it's at least a year before Nyan goes to school. Let's talk about it when that time comes. It was about noon when right Nasra got a luxury car from nowhere. Since Lin Mo only said that he was going to the east without a specific destination, the airship was not suitable as a means of transportation. The RV is just right, not only can move forward and stop at any time, but also can stay inside with a considerable degree of comfort. At the same time, right Nasra also provided Lin Mo with 1 or 2 drivers and a chef. The reason why right Nasra is equipped with 2 drivers is to ensure that the RV can be driven 24 hours a day. And right Nasra knew that Lin Mo didn't like being disturbed, so both the driver and the cook brought their own sleeping bags. If not ordered by Lin Mo, their range of activities is only in the front cockpit. And all 3 of them can act like cleaners when necessary. What else does Lin Mo have to say about this? It can only be said that it is you, right Nasra, the king of licking kings, who has won the heart of the arrangement. However, Lin Mo, the chef arranged by right Nasra, thinks it's okay. After all, it's not too delicious, and it's better to realize the food. Just as Lin Mo and Nyan are ready to start their journey. At the same time, Silva just happened to bring Ilmi back to the dry mountain. On the way, Silva has simply bandaged the wounds of herself and Ilmi, but she can still see their embarrassment. Silva, Master. The job title is the doorman, who is actually a cleaner who beats the enemy Hakka's guard dog Sanmao. At this moment, he is looking at the embarrassed Silva and Silva in shock. Fan. Silva's empty right hand, Ilmi's eyes tied with cloth segments. Having been a Jibrong for almost his entire life, he has never seen a member of the beating D Hawk family feel so embarrassed. Boom. Before Jibu Rong was shocked, the door of trial next to him was opened from the inside out. Honey, Fan. At this time, Kikyo, who has not yet installed electronic eyes, has an unusually beautiful appearance, and when she sees Silva with a broken arm and Ilmi who is blind, tears begin to fall, regardless of the inconvenience of the dress. Taking small steps, he rushed in front of Silva. Some of them don't know where to put their hands, and they want to comfort them, but they are afraid that they will hurt them. He could only say in a distressed and helpless tone, How did this happen? You are so strong, my dear. Zeno, who was behind Kikyo, also walked over with his hands behind his back. It looks quite eye-catching. Is the other party so difficult? Zeno's tone also had a rare dignified expression. But these injuries are small things, I just want to trouble him to come over. Silva's eyes began to darken as he spoke. Compared to this, that Lin Mo is the point. That guy is too strong to be human. From his foundation, consciousness, and age, we can see that he has not started reading for a long time, but whether it is his energy or Nen's power, it is far beyond the range that people can achieve. And his chi is still rising all the time. Such a talent is no longer something humans can achieve. After listening to Silva's comment, Zeno's eyes narrowed. Silva, you mean, he may have come from there? Silva shook his head. No, I mean, the talent he possesses has gone beyond the limits of humans, but I didn't feel the aura of darkness from him. Although I don't know how Silva, who has never been to the Dark Continent, confirmed the aura of darkness. But from his evaluation of Nanika, it is not difficult to see that Silva should have felt the things from the Dark Continent. Otherwise, he would not insist that Nanika was the darkness from another world. Maybe it has something to do with the mysterious volcano in the Haka family station. Hearing this, Zeno breathed a sigh of relief, as long as it wasn't from there. If it's just strong, the big deal is to increase the price to an unbelievable level when encountering a commission about Linmo in the future, so that you can avoid fighting with him. After hearing what Zeno and Silva had to say about Linmo, Kikyo couldn't believe it. In her opinion, the Haka family that beat the enemy is already the #1 family in the world. How could anyone be better than them? Silva saw his wife's disbelief, so she put Ilmi into her arms and said, "The world is huge, and we are not invincible." After speaking, Silva and Zeno walked into the depths of the dry mountain. Although Silva said what he said, there was still a hint of unwillingness hidden in his eyes. Kikyo held Ilmi, who was still unconscious, and was so distressed that she shed tears again. Looking at Zeno and Silva, who had already started to go back, they didn't know what to say for a while, so they could only keep up with tears. Neither Silva nor Zeno has any plans for revenge, so what if Kikyo has a grudge against Linmo? She has no power for revenge. For beating the enemy, this kind of hatred is irrelevant as long as it is not a life and death hatred. Put Linmo on the same level as Netero. No one objected to Zeno's words. Netero's level of police is basically equal to the impossible task. You know, Netero is the only character to survive from Maha. Even Maha can't take out Netero, let alone the others. Kikyo, who was following behind the two, hesitated. It's not that she has any opinion on putting Linmo on the same level as Netero, but there is one thing she doesn't know if she should say it now. After thinking about it, Kikyo decided to speak. That, dear, I seem to be pregnant again. Hearing this, Silva and Zeno both stopped at the same time and turned to look at Kikyo's stomach. Are you pregnant? Will this time be the true successor of beating the enemy? Boom. As several people left, the door of trial closed again. As for Jabrong, Zeno and the others did not shy away from his presence, and he heard all their conversations throughout the entire process. Now he's in a cold sweat and starting to worry, is this really something he can know? He won't be settled by Choho after Master Silva is healed. Chapter 81. Pinch, Master, how long are we going to drive? In Linmo's luxury RV, Nyan was rolling over on the big bed of the RV with a bored face. Master, it's been almost a week since we came out, we just keep driving like this, and we don't go out to play. Nyan is so boring. To tell the truth, Nyan was indeed a little unbearable. Linmo and the others have been leaving from Camby Town for almost a week, but every time Linmo passes through a town, he only goes down for more than an hour to inquire about the information and then leave immediately after replenishing the supply of the RV. This is not the same as the travel in Nyan's mind at all. In this regard, Linmo is also very helpless. He really didn't know how to answer Nyan's question. The first half and the middle of the prophecy poem have all come true. This shows that the prophecy poem is indeed accurate, but the problem is that the prophecy poem only says to go east, how far to go, and how long to go, but not at all. There was no other way. Linmo could only keep driving east like a blind fly. Linmo, there is another town in front of you, do you want to go and see it? The driver's voice from the front driver's seat sounded from the horn. Linmo picked up the microphone hanging next to him and said, go there. Then he turned around and reassured Nyan. Okay, don't go so fast this time, stay in the town in front of you for one night and then go, okay. Hearing this, Nyan's eyes suddenly lit up. Really? Master doesn't lie to Nyan. Really, when did the master deceive you, this little girl? Lin Mo said a little angrily. Oh yeah, I can finally go down and play. Nyan jumped up on the bed with excitement. Nyan, be careful not to fall. The town in front of Lin Mo and the others is called Fakang Town, which is a town with neither population nor special attractions. The location is also very bad, there is no railway, and it is not near the sea, so there is also no port. In this kind of town, young people generally choose to go out to work hard, and most of the people who stay behind are the elderly or left behind children. But for some reason, after Lin Mo and the others drove the car in, it was extremely lively here anyway. Generally speaking, a town like this needs no economy, no features, no market, and not many people are right. But now there is a lot of people, and Lin Mo observed that most of the people's clothes seemed to be people from all over the world. After finally finding a car smell in the parking lot opposite a hotel, after parking the car, Lin Mo brought Nyan, who was looking around curiously, to the front desk of the hotel. Hello, what types of rooms do you have? In any case, since Nyan had been promised to stay here for at least one night, at least he had to open a room. Although from the outside, the facilities of the RV may be more luxurious than the hotel. But if you return the RV, it will be no experience. Lin Mo's attitude is not bad, who knows that the front desk boss waved his hand impatiently. No, you are also the one who came to dig for treasure. Let me tell you the truth, the whole town is now there's no room left. Digging for treasure. Lin Mo noticed this keyword and raised his eyebrows. Lin Mo continued to ask, I'm sorry, boss, I'm not a treasure digger, I'm just an ordinary traveler passing through your town. What is treasure digging? What do you mean? After seeing Lin Mo say that he is not a treasure digger, the boss's face is a little better. After looking at Lin Mo carefully for a while, it really doesn't look like those messy treasure diggers continue to speak. That's it, about a few days ago, there was a typhoon in our town, and I don't know how it blew up Princess Anna's mausoleum, and then those treasure diggers and tomb robbers were all like dogs that smelled shit. It's all coming. Little brother, you don't know, these guys are all messed up, seriously disrupting the security of our town. The key is that the official people can't manage it. These groups of people are all lawless people, we small the town's garrison as their opponent. 5. But because of the typhoon, landslides occurred in a section of the main road, which directly blocked the garrison in other areas. So recently, our entire town has been made angry by this group of people. Little brother, I advise you to leave early, this is not a good place now. After listening to the boss's words, Lin Mo's eyes flickered a few times. Whether it is treasure digging or mausoleum, these two words make Lin Mo very concerned. If he guessed correctly, the east mentioned in Nyan's prophecy poem should be referring to the town of Fakang. Lin Mo smiled at the boss and thanked him. I see, then thank you boss. It's alright, I started to think that you were here to dig treasure, so your attitude was not good. I'm sorry, little brother, listen to the old man's advice. It's still early. Leave this town as soon as possible. Drunkenness can really annoy people. From the look of the boss, he is indeed full of resentment towards those hyenas. It doesn't matter, since that's the case, then I'll listen to the boss, I'll go first. Lin Mo also waved to the boss. Seeing this, Nyan also learned from Lin Mo and waved to the boss. Looking at the back of Lin Mo's departure, the boss couldn't help but sigh. This guy is really handsome, and so is the little girl. Are they two siblings? Doing a good deed every day and persuading the two good children to go back, I am so kind. After Lin Mo took Nyan back to the RV, Nyan ran up to Lin Mo with a tangled face and asked. Pinch, master, what did the old uncle mean about the mausoleum or something just now? Lin Mo didn't answer Nyan's question, but leaned over with a mysterious look. Nyan, do you want to go on an adventure with your master? Hearing this, Nyan's eyes flashed with stars, and he didn't care about the meaning of the mausoleum. The cartoons on TV suddenly appeared in his mind, and he nodded quickly and said. Okay, Nyan wants to go on an adventure with the master. What the hotel owner said about Princess Anna was actually referring to a small country that had been destroyed about 800 years ago, a princess in Frankfurt who experienced a very miserable experience. Anna herself was born into a noble family and married the then Prince of Frankfurt for political reasons. This is nothing in itself, who would have known that the Crown Prince of Frankfurt was a complete perverted scum. Due to excessive indulgence at a young age, it leads to muscle weakness. It needs a certain external stimulus to be reawakened, and this external stimulus turns out to be the husband's present. So Princess Anna was miserable. In order to make his little head stand up again, the Prince of Frankfurt arranges various people to abuse Princess Anna every day. Until Anna was completely broken. In the world of full-time hunters, in addition to the power system of mind, there is also a power that is completely opposite to it. Blame. After Princess Anna's death, a strong resentment was born, setting off a strange bloody storm throughout Frankfurt. The first person to die was of course the Crown Prince, and his death was very strange but tragic. The whole body was twisted into a twist by an unknown force, but the head remained intact, and the face still maintained a strange crying and laughing. Half face crying, half smiling. It is said that Princess Anna's mausoleum is not a real mausoleum, but a kind of seal. The people of the Frankfurt royal family at that time found a very powerful man, and with his help sealed Princess Anna in the mausoleum. But the location of the mausoleum has always been a secret, no one knows. In addition to Princess Anna's body, there are all her cherished things in the mausoleum to hold her soul. It is said that there is the last of the 7 beautiful colors, the stone of the sky. This is a gem with the clarity of the sky, so that people who see it have a feeling of comfort and peace as if they are in the sky. Snapped. Lin Mo closed the information he had just bought from a hawker. Of course, there is no reading and resentment written in the data, but Lin Mo just supplemented it based on what he knew. It seems that this group of hyenas gathered here must have come after the big sky stone. Everyone thinks that they are special, maybe they are just so lucky to be obtained by themselves. To be honest, Lin Mo still feels a little weird about the sudden appearance of Princess Anna's mausoleum. The reason why the appearance of Princess Anna's mausoleum was rumored was that after the typhoon, a local pharmacist apprentice in Feikang town went to the nearby forest to dig some herbs as before. Unexpectedly, I found one of Princess Anna's funeral objects, and it was a crown that clearly represented her identity. It's as if katakana middle dot deliberately attracting people. Hellion Mountain. This is a mountain forest near the town of Feikang, and it is also where the tomb of Princess Anna appears. Originally, Lin Mo planned to find the apprentice pharmacist to inquire about the details of Princess Anna's mausoleum, but they had already disappeared from this town. But think about it, if this apprentice pharmacist still stayed in Feikang town, he would have been torn apart by the hyenas who came to try his luck. Some people say that after selling the crown, he went to live a rich life in a big city, and some people say that he has been eaten by the ghost of Princess Anna. All in all, life does not see people and death does not see corpses. I don't even know when he disappeared. Originally, Hellion Mountain was just an ordinary mountain range, but somehow since the birth of Anna Mausoleum, Hellion Mountain was firmly wrapped in a layer of mysterious white mist. At this time, there were circles of people at the foot of Hellion Mountain. After putting condensation in his eyes, Lin Mo looked around, and the crowd was basically a mixed bag. Those who can read and those who can't read are all mixed up. Wow, Master, there are so many people here, Nyan said excitedly, wearing an expedition suit embodied by Lin Mo, looking at the crowded crowd not far away. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. There was a sudden commotion in the crowd. Several men in camouflage uniforms rushed out of the forest against a mummified corpse. 23. Maid, hold on, there will be a doctor soon. One of the men in camouflage shouted at the mummified corpse with tears in his eyes as he carried it to a simple medical station. This medical station was set up by some slightly financially minded unlicensed doctors. Knowing that here comes a pair of hyenas who try their luck, you will have to pay for help. When so many people go up the mountain, it is inevitable that there will be some bumps and bumps, so won't they come to business? Doctor, come here quickly. A doctor in a white coat ran over from the house, just glanced at the mummified corpse and shook his head. Take it away, there's no help. Luo, who knew that the big man in camouflage didn't give up, grabbed the doctor's collar and said, "You say you can't save even if you haven't checked." The doctor hadn't even said a word, when a young man in civilian clothes next to him sneered, and then patted the camouflage man's hand. Hey, you people, you dare to come here without knowing anything, you can only humiliate yourself. When the man in camouflage was a little annoyed and just about to say something, his companion stopped him. Although the young man seemed frivolous, his whole body was full of astonishing aura, which was obviously not something they could afford. After the doctor tidied up his collar, he sighed and said to the man in camouflage, "It's not that I don't check, this is the 26th case in the past 2 days, without exception. It's all sucked into mummy by something, and he's already dead." "Why?" The man in the camouflage uniform knelt on the ground in a daze, "Maid." "Ha, that's why I said, you dare to run over without knowing anything, I really admire your courage." The young man laughed again. "Can you guys see this?" The young man raised a finger. The man in camouflage and his teammates looked at him in confusion, not knowing what he was talking about. "I can't see it, so you should go home early, this is not the place you should come." The young man started walking towards Hellion Mountain. Although Nyan was a little frightened by the mummy, he couldn't help but pull Lin Mo's trousers out of curiosity and asked, "Master, what did that person say just now?" Lin Mo put his hand on Nyan's head and said warmly, "It's nothing, it's just a skull, and Nyan will be able to see it later." "Oh," Nyan nodded in understanding. Lin Mo probably knew it when he saw the mummified corpse. It was estimated that Princess Anna's resentment woke up, or that the seal was lifted or invalid. These people were also deliberately attracted by Princess Anna's resentment. Judging from the state of the mummified corpse, it should be that the essence of the whole body was completely sucked. It seems that Princess Anna should still be recovering. However, Princess Anna is not the point is that there must be plot characters he knows in Hellion Mountain at this time. And it's very likely that it's a plot character that can help him somewhere at the moment. Otherwise, with so many plot characters, there is no reason to predict that the poem will specifically mention this talent. It's just that what makes Lin Mo a little embarrassed is what to do with Nyan. Do you really want to bring it in? Looking at the mummified corpse just now, it seems to be a little dangerous. As if feeling Lin Mo's thoughts, Nyan raised his head pitifully and looked at Lin Mo. "Master, don't you want to leave Nyan behind?" 5. Seeing this, Lin Mo squatted down and looked at Nyan and asked, "Aren't Nyan afraid? That mummy just now is very dangerous inside." Who knew that Nyan said confidently, "Nyan is not afraid. If there is a master in Nyan, there will be nothing wrong." Looking at Nyan's confident eyes, Lin Mo couldn't help laughing at himself. "What's wrong? Have you lost confidence in yourself after being beaten by Silva once? If it's a big deal, just keep using unlimited spell." He doesn't believe that remorse can break his unlimited spell. Lin Mo picked up Nyan and said, "Okay, if that's the case, Master will take Nyan with you, but Nyan can only stay in Master's arms and can't go down to the ground, okay?" Nyan nodded hurriedly, and waved his little hand towards Mount Hellion excitedly, "Okay. Let's set off then." Nyan's cry drew a strange look. Or angry, or ridiculed, or surprised. But no one said anything. There are no bad and good people who come here to try their luck. If you plan to take your sister to death, no one will stop you. In a hidden corner of the crowd, a small figure frowned as he watched Lin Mo. Lin Mo looked at the gazes projected around him, and probably knew what they were thinking. Frog in the well. Lin Mo, who was holding Nyan, disappeared in place. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The pupils of those who originally looked at Lin Mo with various eyes trembled at the same time. "Master." A thought flashed in everyone's mind at the same time. The short figure in the hidden corner looked a little better when he saw this face, but his frowning brows did not loosen. After putting on the hood, he silently followed. It's not that the little figure rises out of the mind of the Virgin. If only Lin Mo enters, even the little figure in Lin Mo's death will not have any psychological fluctuations. But take a 4-year-old girl. Out of humane psychology, it really makes people a little concerned. While moving, the short figure had a touch of golden hair falling from the hood. As soon as he entered Hellion Mountain, Lin Mo noticed that something was wrong. Since he came in, these plants seem to have become extremely active, and there is obviously no wind blowing. The surrounding leaves were making a rustling sound. At this time, Lin Mo had already turned on congeal, but he didn't find anything wrong. This strange sense of inconsistency, in the end is. Lin Mo frowned a little, and this sense of discord became more and more obvious as Lin Mo went deeper. However, Lin Mo was not too worried. He is quite confident in his unlimited spell. Shish! A black shadow suddenly emerged from the ground and stabbed straight towards Lin Mo's head. Buzz! Spatial fluctuations appeared in front of Lin Mo, and the power of the unlimited spell directly fixed the shadow in front of Lin Mo. Root! Lin Mo frowned and looked at the black tree roots that were still being fixed in front of him but were still twisting and making a snake-like SSS sound. It is estimated that this is the thing that sucks all the energy out of people. What's with this strong sense of sight? Lin Mo suddenly thought of the grandmother tree in a Chinese ghost story, the same as the root of the tree, which absorbs the essence of people. Be careful. Behind Lin Mo, there was a crisp and tender voice. In the next second, dozens of black shadows that were exactly the same as the black tree roots just now appeared around Lin Mo, directly surrounding Lin Mo. Every tree root is making a greedy SS sound, as if the Lin Mo in front of them is a peerless and delicious meal. Spatial fluctuations began to sway around Lin Mo, and all the black roots were blocked by this invisible spatial fluctuation 3 or 4 centimeters away from Lin Mo. At this time, the owner of the coquettish voice behind him also jumped a few times to Lin Mo's side. The visitor lifted the hood on his head, revealing dazzling blonde hair, and looked at Lin Mo in surprise. I can't see it. At a young age, he is quite capable. Looking at the petite figure in front of him, Lin Mo was relieved. It turns out that the prophecy is about you. Blonde pseudo-loli. Biscuit Kruger. 2-star gem hunter. She looks like a cute 13-year-old loli, but she should actually be a 44-year-old muscular girl. She usually appears as a cute loli, but occasionally changes back to her real appearance during fights. At the same time, he is also the imperial teacher of many travelers. It must be said that her teaching ability is indeed very strong. Whether it is systematic or staged, it can be said that it will be chopped and chewed for you and stuffed into your brain. Unlike normal Nen, Biscuit never fought with Nen, she fought with pure mind itself. Just from the fact that she is a martial artist, but the ability she developed is not aggressive, you can see her own understanding of mind. If light theory understands mind, perhaps Biscuit is second only to Netero in the entire hunter world. This refers to mere understanding, not strength or talent or the like. And now, what Lin Mo lacks is just the understanding of reading. Lin Mo immediately understood why the prophecy poem would guide him here. I can't tell, I'm young and quite capable. Biscuit looked at Lin Mo in surprise. Afterwards, Biscuit's thoughts gathered with both hands and rolled around, cutting off all the black tree roots that were fixed by Lin Mo. When these black roots were cut off, they made a strange roar and scream like an animal. Humph. Of course, Nyan's master is the strongest. Seeing Biscuit compliment Lin Mo's ability, Nyan raised her little head high, as if she was the one being praised. Master. Biscuit glanced at Lin Mo, who was not even stable, and complained. Just like you still teach people. Seeing you like this, you have just started reading not long ago. Due to the constant growth of Lin Mo's thoughts, his entanglement could not be completely stabilized. Anyway, the smoothness and instability did not affect his strength at all, so Lin Mo didn't bother to care about it. Lin Mo, who was a little upset by Biscuit's poisonous tongue, didn't have time to speak, but Nyan, who was hanging on him, was unhappy. What? Nyan's master is very, very powerful, and he beat a bad guy away a few days ago. Beat the enemy. Biscuit's eyes became even more surprised. Can you beat the people who beat the Haka clan? Is it the kid who just took over the task of the Haka family? Well, Lin Mo, who had been made hypertensive by Biscuit, said angrily, it's Silva beating the dyke. Do you mean the child who just came out of the Haka family? Really? Biscuit still looked real. I didn't believe it. Just when Lin Mo opened his mouth and was about to say something, there was another change from below. Call out. Dozens of black tree roots attacked Lin Mo again. This time, with Biscuit as a reference, Lin Mo was very sure that these tree roots were attacks against him. Lin Mo used the direction control of the unlimited spell to control the direction of the black roots to make them all twist themselves. It's endless, it's boring. Lin Mo unfolded the circle ready to explore the source of these black tree roots. Biscuit felt Lin Mo's unusually large circle and finally began to believe the fact that Lin Mo really defeated Silva. Just being able to activate a circle of this scale at least shows that Lin Mo's own aura is very terrifying. Circle is useless, it has been integrated with the whole mountain, you can't detect anything with circle and unless you destroy the core of it, otherwise these tree roots will it just keeps coming. As he spoke, Biscuit's eyes suddenly lit up, and he stared at Linmo and began to look up and down. Although I don't know why it has a soft spot for you, there is no doubt that if it were you, maybe the core of it could be fished out. Hey, let me ask you a question first, what is the purpose of your coming here? Isn't it also the stone of the sky? Indeed, Biscuit was right, Linmo, who pulled the circle with all his strength, didn't feel anything unusual around him. There are indeed many tree roots buried under the ground, but this is a mountain forest, and there are countless trees alone. Isn't it normal to have tree roots? It is also impossible for him to pull up all these trees. Speaking of which, the current Linmo really lacks a wide range of AoE skills. The development direction of the next capability can be considered in this regard. And after listening to Biscuit's words, Linmo began to have a clue as to why these tree roots were staring at him and biting. If Linmo guessed correctly, it should be because he was greedy for the huge overflowing vitality in him, and wanted to take this vitality away from him. Judging from the fact that he will absorb all the essence of people, this thing should be collecting the vitality of human beings. He has a general understanding of what Biscuit wants to express, and if there is no accident, he intends to cooperate with him. Biscuit's goal is the Big Sky Stone. If Linmo's goal is also the Big Sky Stone, then everyone's goal is the same, but there is only one gem, which will inevitably lead to the problem of split accounts. Therefore, it is necessary to confirm Linmo's goals before cooperating. Linmo is not interested in this kind of thing that can be infinitely manifested just by touching it. Originally, he followed the guidance of the prophetic poem to find someone who could help him. No doubt he was referring to Biscuit, and now he just wanted to kill the disgusting thing that was craving him. Judging from the current situation, it is really difficult to find out the core or body of this thing based on Linmo's own words. Can only rely on Biscuit's experience. So, my goal is not the Skystone, I'm here just to take Nyan on an adventure. 5. Hearing this, Biscuit looked at Linmo with a bit of tears and laughter. It's no wonder that you brought a little girl in. I have to say that you are really a newborn calf and are not afraid of tigers. It is not enough to be strong in the face of resentment. Forget it, let's not talk about this, do you want to cooperate with me? It seems that you have just started reading, I guess no one will teach you, you can help me elicit the core of it and I can do it afterwards. How about teaching you reading for a while? Although Biscuit has stated the purpose of Linmo's trip, it is not Linmo's character that he has just been vexed by Biscuit for so long. He sneered, just you. A little brat, well. This time, it was Biscuit's turn, the veins popped out of his fist. I'm not a little kid. I'm 44 years old this year, and I've been practicing for 27 years. I'm older than you. Linmo raised his eyebrows when he heard the words, and said in a tone of anger that would not pay for his life, what, if you say that, you are an old woman. Well well, this time Biscuit is not only a fist, but even the blue veins on his forehead burst out. He wanted to punch Linmo just like Kahlua in the original book, but he glanced at the unlimited technique that Linmo was maintaining at this time. Form, state, I imagined the appearance of those tree roots being fixed just now. So he could only hold back his anger and said, just say whether you want to cooperate or not. Linmo pretended to think for a while. It's not impossible to cooperate with you, but I have the final say on how much you teach, and you have to teach together with Nyan. Hey, you've added too many conditions. Biscuit said with dissatisfaction. That's the stone of the sky, the rarest of the 7 beauties, are you sure it's not worth the price? Linmo said in a nasty tone. Biscuit was so angry with Linmo that she wanted to flip the table several times, but when she thought of the clear sky-like color of the great sky stone, she held back again, and reluctantly spit out a word from the corner of her mouth, deal. The corner of Linmo's mouth outlined a successful smile. Very good, it seems that we have reached a consensus, let's talk about what I need to do, let's talk about it first, I will definitely agree to be touched by those disgusting things. Biscuit gave Linmo a fierce look. Don't worry, you just need to move around the mountain, and I can analyze where the core of it is based on the state of these tree roots. With its love for you, it is estimated that the closer you are to it, the more it will be unable to resist the urge to eat you, and then I can estimate the approximate value of its location. Okay, then, let's go. Saying that, Lin Mo smiled at Biscuit's outstretched right hand. It's a pleasure to cooperate. Biscuit blushed a little at Lin Mo's sudden kindness, and extended his right hand. It's a pleasure to work with. It's not that Biscuit likes Lin Mo or anything, but she likes to look at handsome guys, and Lin Mo looks very much in line with Biscuit's aesthetic. So, the reason why Biscuit secretly followed Lin Mo at the beginning was not only because of Nyan, but also partly because of this aspect. After all, Biscuit's hobbies are gems and handsome men, and the hunters themselves are a group of people who can do everything for what they are interested in. Sometimes their obsession with what they like is difficult for outsiders to understand. At the foot of Hellion Mountain, a team of treasure diggers was walking up the mountain. Hey, you said, can we dig it? The legendary Big Sky Stone. A bearded man said excitedly to his teammates. What are you thinking? I'm very satisfied if I can get a little gold or something. That's right, and the mountain has become a little weird recently. Several people have been sucked into mummified corpses. There is no real ghost of Princess Anna. One of the teammates is obviously worried. The leading man smiled disdainfully. That's what they deserve. They don't have the ability to dare to go deep. We, just circling around here, even if the ghost of Princess Anna appears, it has nothing to do with us. No, I heard that there was an accident outside. There are a lot of weird things in this world. They have seen several superpowers. Even if there are dead souls, it is not surprising. However, they seek wealth and wealth at risk, and how can they make a lot of money without taking risks? Anyway, as long as you maintain a certain risk range and don't take too many risks, it's fine. Haven't they been doing this all the time over the years? Yeah, that's right. I heard that John and the others dug a pearl necklace outside yesterday. If you're lucky, the harvest doesn't have to be bad. The only girl in the team also agreed with the leader. It's your own life that matters. Wait, the vicissitudes man who walked at the front, the oldest and the eldest temple, suddenly let out a low growl, and looked around with some vigilance. Seeing this, the leading man asked in a low voice, what's wrong? Hank. Hank is the most experienced treasure digger in their team. Under his warning, they managed to escape the danger, so everyone trusts him very much. Seeing him react like this, he must have noticed something. The ground. There are some unusual vibrations. As soon as Hank's voice fell, a black shadow suddenly strung out from the ground, directly piercing Hank's chest. Immediately after, this black shadow was like a spirit snake, accurately stringing all the rest of the team together in the same way, like stringing gourds, one after another. How come? This is the periphery. The leader looked at the black tree roots passing through his chest with disbelief. The people who were strung together by black tree roots, their originally full bodies began to slowly become shriveled, and finally turned into a mummified corpse. The same thing happened to other teams in the outlying areas. Not only the periphery, but even the halfway up the mountainside where only the Nen can appear, has changed. What's the matter? Are these tree roots going crazy today? Why are there so many more than usual? The person who spoke was the young man who laughed at the man in camouflage just now at the foot of the mountain. At this moment, he was cursing and cutting down a section of the tree root with a machete. Okay, Locke, don't complain. Something must have happened today. Let's get out first. A man in a black robe threw a mind fist in his hand, knocking down a black tree root that hit him. Where to go? If there is a change, maybe the big sky stone is about to appear. As long as this order is completed, we don't have to work in the next life. Locke retorted excitedly. Hearing Locke's words, a hint of hesitation appeared on the black-robed man's face. The big sky stone mentioned by Locke magnified the greed in his heart, and some didn't know whether to leave or not. If everyone else left, it might even be possible for them to get the great sky stone. However, it was this moment of hesitation that both of them were completely unable to leave. The next second, more than 20 black tree roots attacked them from all directions. Ruined, the two who were dreaming of the spring and autumn dream were instantly awakened by reality, and looked at the black tree roots that attacked them with despair on their faces. On the other side, deep in the forest, Lin Mo and Biscuit quickly shuttled between the mountains and forests. After twisting a wave of black roots with the unlimited technique again, Lin Mo looked at Biscuit and asked, "How are you? Are you almost there?" Biscuit's expression was a little dignified. It should be soon. Listen, the screams on the mountain began to become more frequent, indicating that it is starting to get anxious, and we need to collect some vitality as soon as possible. It should be. It found that this can't help us, so I want to start concentrating. After the two moved forward a few hundred meters, the screams that filled the entire mountain forest began to disappear. Either all the hyenas were scared and all retreated out, or all the people who entered the mountain were eaten by it. Boom. When the two stepped into a certain area, the whole mountain seemed to start shaking. The ground beneath his feet began to crack. Countless black roots spread like worms along the cracked earth. Coming. Biscuit drank a lot, and began to change back from the lowly form back to the body. Tear. The strong muscles filled the clothes that were still slightly loose, and the small shawl with the hood on the outermost was even torn apart. In an instant, Biscuit completed the transformation from a cute little loli to an invincible muscle girl. It seemed that Lin Mo had a toothache. What kind of eyes do you have? I told you earlier that I am 44 years old this year. Look again. Believe it or not, I will give you a punch. Looking at Lin Mo's slightly disgusting eyes, Biscuit glared at him. Although these black tentacles look scary, each of them is actually very low in strength, so Biscuit is not too worried. Fortunately, the recovery time of this thing is not long, only a few days, and the vitality absorbed is not much. After 800 years, the power of it has long since been wiped out. If the typhoon hadn't loosened the seal of it, it would have died here so silently in a year or two. Okay, don't be distracted, it is coming. As we said before, you try to attract its attention, I'll kill it. As he spoke, Biscuit began to burst out a thick sentence from his entire body, and then concentrated on his fist. Hard. With a punch from Biscuit, the light of Nien flashed out along the cracks in the earth. In the next second, the originally broken earth seemed to be attacked by ground-to-ground missiles. The entire area was destroyed by Biscuit's punch. Judging from the power alone, it was stronger than Uvajan's super destruction fist in the future enhanced system. Horse. A shrill cry resembling the scream of a banshee sounded from the ground. Apparently Biscuit guessed right, the body of this thing is here. Seeing Biscuit start moving, Lin Mo also starts moving. The black tentacles that were not affected by the attack started to counterattack on Biscuit, and when Lin Mo started to move, they subconsciously chased the food source that they were continuing. They began to sweep away Lin Mo, and left Biscuit with a heavy blow just now. Wow, Master, these dark roots are here again. Looking at the thousands of tentacles that swept the sky and covering the sky, Nyan couldn't help being frightened and nestled in Lin Mo's arms. It's okay, these things can't even touch the corner of the master's clothes. Facing the black torrent swept towards him, Lin Mo showed a disdainful smile. Buzz. The spatial fluctuation of unlimited technique appeared all over Lin Mo's body. No matter how hard these black tree roots exerted their strength, they could never break through this short distance of 3 or 4 centimeters. The big meal that he clearly dreamed of was right in front of him, but he couldn't eat it. These black roots began to wrap Lin Mo's whole body unwillingly. Since it can't be penetrated, then hang Lin Mo inside. The idea is very rich, but the reality is very skinny. Lin Mo, who was wrapped in black roots, just turned his fingers slightly, and those black roots that wrapped Lin Mo all turned into black fireworks in an instant and exploded. Unlimited spell reverse. Hey, Biscuit, are you okay? Although Lin Mo has blown up countless black roots, these black roots seem to be endless, coming in waves. Just finished the bombing, and now another wave of black waves is about to hit him, which makes Lin Mo feel a little bit bored. Almost ready. As Biscuit spoke, there was a hard blow. Horse. The unknown object beneath the ground let out another screech. After listening to the feedback of the voice, Biscuit analyzed it a little, and said to Lin Mo, 2 punches, at most 3 punches can catch it. You should continue to attract the attention of this thing first, it just recovered. Well, it doesn't seem like Akko is very smart. Like Gon's guessing boxing, Biscuit's full-strength punch also requires a certain amount of power, and during this period of time, Lin Mo's self is used as a bait to attract the attention of this thing. Okay, hurry up then. Lin Mo seduced those black roots that instinctively wanted to fight back against Biscuit again. Indeed, as Biscuit said, this is indeed a not-so-smart Yazzie. Being seduced by Lin Mo like this, he rolled over towards Lin Mo. That's it, Biscuit 1 punch, 2 punches, 3 punches. Finally, in the third punch, a hole was opened. All right. Biscuit cried out in excitement. Big sky stone, here I come. At this time, this thing finally stopped eating Lin Mo's seduction, and everyone was calling at the door. At this time, all fools knew that it was important. The Black Roots wanted to turn their heads and deal with Biscuit. However, you still want to go when you come to me. Let's go. Lin Mo was very clear about the moving direction of the Black Tree Roots under the control of the unlimited spell, and he could guess what it wanted to do. A direct reversal will hold the Black Roots and squeeze them out. Biscuit quickly kill it. Got it. While speaking, Biscuit has dodged into the interior of the void. After entering, I saw a female mummified corpse, and countless black branches spread from her body to the ground. The source of those black roots is here. After the female mummy sensed the entry of a living person, she suddenly opened her eyes and stared at Biscuit Ba. After the female mummy sensed the entry of a living person, she suddenly opened her eyes and stared at Biscuit with malicious eyes. The face of the mummified corpse has begun to recover a little fullness, which should be the effect of the vitality of those who were absorbed by it before. If it is really sucked by it enough vitality, maybe it is really possible to live. Underneath the mummified body was a broken coffin, and looking at the messy arrangement around it, it could be seen that this hollow should not be the original mausoleum. It is estimated that the typhoon caused the mountain to collapse and fell from above. And Princess Anna was able to break free of the seal because of this. Biscuit glanced at the mummy with pity, and she had heard about Princess Anna's deeds. Pity is indeed pitiful, but at this time she is no longer human, just a collection of resentment. After coming here, you can already use condensation to observe where the core is. Chi instantly condensed in Biscuit's eyes, but the next second, Biscuit suddenly stood there. The core of this thing. It turned out to be the dark gem on the chest of the mummy. If she read it right, the shape of this gem is exactly the same as that of the Great Sky Stone. Because the formation conditions of the 030s are quite harsh, the shape of each large sky stone is the same, and it is a unique shape that is difficult for ordinary people to imitate. With the vicious eyes of Biscuit, who has been a gem hunter for so many years, one can see at a glance that this dark gemstone is completely integrated without any trace of artificial creation. In other words, the black gem on the chest of the mummy is very likely to be the stone of the sky. Clear eyes like the sky. The Great Sky Stone obviously doesn't look like this. Biscuit collapsed for a while, and after spending so much effort, it traveled thousands of miles and agreed to Lin Mo's unequal treaty, and in the end, that's all. The Great Sky Stone itself was hanged on Princess Anna's body by Master Nen of the Year to appease Princess Anna's resentment. After being eroded by Princess Anna's resentment for so many years, the Great Sky Stone has long since changed from its clear sky-like color to the black color that is now full of resentment. And it has gradually become the carrier of Princess Anna's resentment. What? Princess Anna, who glared at Biscuit bitterly, suddenly screamed at Biscuit. Then, the black vines extending from it were pulled out from the soil next to it, and shot towards Biscuit suddenly. Seeing this, Biscuit immediately woke up from the state of collapse, his face was straight, and his thoughts were condensed. When the Ken on Biscuit blocked all these black vines without injury, and when these black vines touched Biscuit, they made a metal collision sound. Why does it feel weaker than the black roots outside? Biscuit murmured after feeling the attack strength of the black vines. When these black vines hit her just now, it didn't hurt at all. In fact, most of its power is concentrated on the black roots outside, and the main purpose of these black vines is not to attack. These black vines are the media or conduits it uses to assimilate the mountains and forests. Just like the nerves of the human body, they play the role of controlling connections. So compared to the black roots outside, these black vines are completely negligible in terms of aggression. Hey, what are you doing, Biscuit? Why don't you kill it? Lin Mo's impatient voice came from the entrance of the cave. At this time, Lin Mo was blocking the entrance of the cave, blocking all these crazy black roots. I know, I'll be fine soon. Biscuit replied to Lin Mo. Then he glanced at the black sky stone with some distress, and after taking a deep breath, Biscuit's eyes became firm. The big sky stone is useless, and Biscuit's only option is to destroy it. Otherwise, even if this gem is taken out, it will only be a scourge. After making the decision, Biscuit rushed straight towards the mummy. Seeing this, the mummified corpse's eyes became even more resentful, and it continued to make a shrill scream at Biscuit. He began to pull out all the black vines regardless, and made his last dying struggle towards Biscuit. When. The black vines kept colliding with Biscuit's body, but they couldn't stop Biscuit from moving forward. When Biscuit came to the mummy's face, the mummy's original malicious eyes suddenly became pitiful, as if begging Biscuit not to remove it. There was no hesitation in Biscuit's eyes, and a straight punch wrapped in strong thoughts directly slammed into the gem at the chest of the mummified corpse. Everything in the world is relative. How difficult the black roots are outside, how fragile the core of it is at this time. Biscuit's straight punch didn't even use hard, it was just an ordinary finger punch with aura. Choke. The collision between Nan and Grievance produced a dazzling light that brightened the entire cave from its original darkness. Crack. A crack began to appear on the surface of the dark sky stone, and then the crack began to gradually spread across the entire gem. Horse. The mummy also felt that he was powerless to return to the sky at this time, and raised his head to make a final scream at the sky, as if he was scolding the injustice of the heaven. Crack. The pitch-black sky stone was finally unable to resist Biscuit's mind, and the whole body shattered. With the shattering of the big sky stone, Princess Anna's mummified corpse and the originally dark vines on her body began to turn gray. Cracks then began to appear, and eventually turned into fly ash. Rest in peace early, Biscuit said with some sigh as he looked at the flying ashes all over the floor. No matter how strong Biscuit is, she is still a woman after all, and she is very angry about what happened to Princess Anna. If the Crown Prince of Frankfurt stood in front of her at this time, she would definitely blow both of his heads with one punch. Yo, Biscuit, it's done. Lin Mo joked while leaning at the entrance of the hole and watching Biscuit. From when Princess Anna's mummy took back the black vines, the black roots outside lost their power in an instant and returned to a plant state. Although Lin Mo doesn't know what the big sky stone looks like, generally the most valuable things are placed on the corpse. So if Lin Mo guessed correctly, the black gem that Biscuit smashed just now is probably the big sky stone. Lin Mo glanced at Biscuit with some schadenfreude. Pinch, Master, who is this, Auntie? Why is she wearing Sister Biscuit's clothes? Where is Sister Biscuit? Lin Mo's arms. Nyan looked at Biscuit, who had turned into a muscular woman, puzzled, asked. Since the previous scene where thousands of tentacles stick out of the ground was too scary, Nyan only focused on the scene where Biscuit was not seen transforming into being buried in Lin Mo's arms. Ha 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 ha. Lin Mo laughed instead of answering Nyan's words. Nyan looked at Lin Mo, who was laughing with some doubts. As for Biscuit, if it was just unfortunate that he didn't get the great sky stone, hearing Nyan's innocent words would be heart-wrenching. Immediately changed back to the original lowly form, ran to Lin Mo's side and kicked Lin Mo's calf and said angrily, "Okay, stop laughing." Ha 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 ha. As a result, Lin Mo laughed even more. And Nyan, who was in Lin Mo's arms, was stunned when he saw Biscuit's transformation. It turns out that Sister Biscuit will transform. Kakuya, so handsome. After the incident at Princess Anna's mausoleum was resolved, Biscuit searched the cave for other items. Fortunately, I got a few gemstone rings and necklaces with retro styles, although they are not worth mentioning compared to the Great Sky Stone. But it can be regarded as a small gain and will not return empty-handed. Of course, how much of Biscuit's self-comfort in this so-called harvest is unknown. Long-winded. Come on, anyway, I have already finished the tomb of Princess Anna on the Hellion mountainside. You can just find someone to follow up. That's it, hang up. Following Lin Mo back to the RV, Biscuit hung up the Hunter Association. As a veteran hunter of the Hunter Association, after Biscuit had dealt with Princess Anna's grievances he immediately called the people from the Hunter Association and summarized the matter. Originally, Biscuit, who was very irritable when he failed to get the Stone of the Sky, immediately couldn't help shouting a few words and hung up the phone when faced with questions from the Bean Noodles people. Biscuit, although you didn't get the Great Sky Stone, the content of our transaction is that I will help you attract its attention, so don't forget, you still have to teach me recitation. Lin Mo had a playful look in his eyes, and then stabbed Biscuit with a knife. Others are afraid of Biscuit, but he isn't. In a real fight, he won't lose anyway. Well, Lin Mo's knife made Biscuit's veins burst out again, and he looked at Lin Mo mournfully and said, "Hee hee, don't worry, how could I forget, I will definitely practice yours well." Looking at this picture of Biscuit, Lin Mo couldn't help laughing a bit. It is true that he wants to strengthen the foundation, but he is still afraid of suffering and fatigue. This lazy cancer was suffered by him in his previous life, it has penetrated deep into his soul, and there is no way to save it. Did you make a mistake, Lin Mo, you little hot chick? These actions are just superfluous. Why are you acting handsome? Lin Mo, you little spicy chicken, how green the airflow is, how did you develop your abilities? Are you in your 70s or 80s now? Why is your body so stiff? Princess Anna's mummy is not as hard as you. Lin Mo, you little spicy chicken, your reaction is too slow and stiff, no wonder you didn't notice when you were touched. Lin Mo, you little spicy chicken, you have to learn to use your whole body to sense, not just rely on your eyes. Have you lost your sense of smell, hearing, and touch? You need to sense the movement of airflow. Lin Mo, you little spicy chicken, use condensation. Go and do 500 push-ups for me. Lin Mo, you little hot chick, asks you to change your fingers from 1 to 10, what are you doing? So crooked, Nyan's handwriting looks better than you. Lin Mo, you little spicy chicken katakana middle dot. This sentence is what Lin Mo has heard the most in more than a week. It has been more than a week since the incident at Princess Anna's mausoleum, and Biscuit also complied with the verbal deal with Lin Mo, and began to teach Lin Mo the skills and knowledge of recitation. At the beginning, Biscuit was really startled. Judging from Lin Mo's performance on Mount Helion, he was a very powerful player. But his foundation is so poor that Biscuit can't believe it. Not only the basics of reading but also the consciousness of fighting is extremely poor. Even in Biscuit's view, Lin Mo doesn't look like someone who came out of Meteor Street. In addition to the advanced application skills can be used, other aspects are simply a completely new 23 hands. In just 1 week, Biscuit found at least 70 or 80 small mistakes in Lin Mo. This time, Biscuit was very happy, and every day he found a mistake and gave Lin Mo a vicious tongue, making Lin Mo's teeth itch with anger, but he couldn't refute it. But fortunately, Lin Mo himself is good enough to show his unparalleled talent in the practice of Nian. In the final analysis, the power of mind is the power of heart, which is why when Yunji Yu gave Gon and the others a recitation, he made them imagine that the qi in the body is flowing in the body like blood. Then after they completed the tangling, they said that they had mastered the trick so quickly. That is to say, the trick of mind is actually to be able to truly substitute mind into becoming a part of oneself. And this is exactly what Lin Mo is good at. Moreover, Lin Mo has the physique of immortality and immortality. No matter how he practices, he can recover as before in 1 second, and he will not feel physically tired at the same time. So, after getting Biscuit in the right direction, Lin Mo quickly digested it completely. This also makes Biscuit change from a revenge mentality to an ongoing cultivation. In Biscuit's eyes now, Lin Mo is as naked and perfect as when he met Gon and Kahlua on the Island of Greed. As long as you polish it a little, you can transform into a peerless gem that blooms with extremely dazzling light. Today, Biscuit is gearing up to give everything he has learned in his life to Lin Mo. Coupled with Lin Mo's innate energy, vitality, and Nen's talent. Just like Silva's evaluation of Lin Mo is a monster that transcends the limitations of human beings. Maybe he will soon become stronger than Netero. Bringing Lin Mo to the old man of Netero will surely be stunned by the big teeth of the old man. Thinking that the students he taught could win against the lousy old man Netero, Biscuit looked at Lin Mo with hot eyes, wishing that he could immediately stuff all his things into Lin Mo's mind. Although Lin Mo always refuses to admit that he is his master, saying that it is the content of the transaction, it does not change the fact that his foundation is laid by himself. Feeling Biscuit's hot eyes, Lin Mo couldn't help shivering, looked at Biscuit vigilantly and said, "Why are you looking at me like that? I'm telling you, I'm not interested in you." If Biscuit has any dissatisfaction with Lin Mo, his vicious tongue can definitely be regarded as one of them. Aikichi. Biscuit was once again angry with Lin Mo's eyes. "I'm not interested in you either." "Okay, no kidding, Biscuit, what do you think Nyan is in?" Lin Mo glanced at Nyan who was asleep in the RV and asked. Today, Nyan has also been training for a day, and he is already tired and lying down. Previous Lin Mo and Biscuit trades included training for Nyan. Although he has seen some training materials in his previous life, he is not an expert in this field after all. Biscuit is the real expert, so it is rare to have the opportunity. Of course, she has to lick her wool. Therefore, Lin Mo also directly told Biscuit that Nen skipped the activation of Nen and directly awakened Nen. Regarding Lin Mo's question, Biscuit pondered for a while and then shook his head. Nyan's situation is very special. I have never heard of such a situation before, but there is no doubt about it. Nyan's talent is absolutely monster level. Once she activates reading, then her growth will be limitless. After finishing speaking, he glanced at Lin Mo and continued. I didn't expect that your eyes are quite good. You can see Nyan's potential at a glance. If Nyan refused to accept me as a master, I really want to take her from her. With your hands upturned, it would be a waste to be your apprentice. It's okay, although your basics are a bit rotten, you still have some common sense, and you didn't open that Nan to Nyan indiscriminately. Now Nyan is still too young, at least she can't open it until she is 10 years old. Read. Lin Mo gave Biscuit a blank look. Nonsense, although I don't understand much, but it's not stupid. We're leaving from here tomorrow, Biscuit said suddenly. Hearing this, Lin Mo was taken aback and asked subconsciously, why? Why are you too embarrassed to ask why? When you were in Hellion Mountain, you didn't even know resentment. Apart from the foundation and awareness of mind, your understanding of the whole world was too weak. You can easily be targeted. Biscuit glanced at Lin Mo angrily. So, in addition to reading, you still have a lot to learn. 5. Lin Mo raised his eyebrows. Oh, but our transaction was just the teaching of Nien. Well, another vein burst from Biscuit's forehead. You said if you want to go or not. Seeing that Biscuit was reaching its limit, Lin Mo waved his hands quickly and said, ha 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 ha, just kidding, Biscuit, you don't bother me, of course I really want it. Lin Mo is no fool. He certainly saw the transformation of Biscuit this week. At the beginning, Biscuit really hugged him and took the opportunity to speak out against his thoughts and teach Lin Mo. But then he gradually became more sincere, and now Biscuit has completely regarded Lin Mo as his disciple. Although Lin Mo was beaten to death, he was not ready to admit it. However, Lin Mo is not the kind of ignorant person who treats the good intentions of others as liver and lungs. He sees Biscuit's sincerity towards him. If there is a chance in the future, he will find the big sky stone and give it to her. Silent all night. Early the next morning, Lin Mo called and asked Nasra to arrange the nearest airport for them to go to the destination mentioned by Biscuit. Then let the driver take them there. In this way, Lin Mo started his spiritual journey. The one who is most happy about this is Nyan. For Nyan, this is the kind of travel, and it's the kind of going abroad. Nyan, who was on the airship for the first time, was so excited that he was spinning all over the airship, and he couldn't even catch it. The airship was simply packaged by Nasra, so Lin Mo went with her. But soon Nyan couldn't laugh anymore. Lin Mo had Lin Mo's own practice, and for Nyan Biscuit also designed a set of plans specifically for Nyan. Biscuit is not Lin Mo, and Lin Mo gets used to Nyan from time to time. After all, soft cute Loli is still very lethal to Lin Mo. On the other hand, Biscuit completely ignored Nyan's coquetry and cuteness. If he really wanted to act coquettishly, maybe Biscuit was better at it than Nyan. So Biscuit is not too familiar with Nyan's routine. It made Nyan come to Lin Mo all day to cry over Biscuit's atrocities. In this regard, Lin Mo can only express that there is nothing he can do. The most is to get her some snacks and toys to divert Nyan's attention. After all, what Biscuit did was authorized by Lin Mo, and it was indeed for the good of Lin Mo. As for Lin Mo's practice, in addition to the previous practice in combat, Biscuit also began to teach Lin Mo many theories, including but not limited to geography, biology, environment, history, reading, resentment, and the unique secrets of this world. All kinds of theoretical knowledge made Lin Mo's scalp tingle. Moreover, Biscuit will also give Lin Mo various papers to test whether Lin Mo really listens. If he failed, Biscuit would have Lin Mo do push-ups. Having been with Lin Mo for so long, she can be considered to have caught Lin Mo's most hated as the kind of boring mechanical repetitive movements. Especially the push-ups, which are really uncomfortable. It made Lin Mo feel like he was dreaming of the college entrance examination in his previous life. Fortunately, Lin Mo's previous life was considered a scholar, even if he said it, and he could use self-hypnosis to deepen his memory. So it is still barely able to quickly absorb the knowledge points taught by Biscuit. It can be considered to avoid the punishment of facing the push-up. In order to make Lin Mo field trips, Biscuit would bring him back from time to dig some gems in the name of teaching. No way, although Lin Mo's foundation is poor, the ability he developed is really strong. Especially the ability of material realization is simply a necessary ability for home travel, murder and treasure hunting. No matter how harsh the environment, Lin Mo can realize the perfect place to live. Of course, as a veteran hunter, Biscuit will definitely not ask how Lin Mo was developed, which involves the issue of personal privacy. However, she was really satisfied with the various abilities developed by Lin Mo, and directly gave a 5-star praise. When people are concentrating on something, time will slip through the fingers unconsciously. While Lin Mo was focusing on cultivation, the time has come to 1987. At this time, somewhere in the canyon of the world, touch, two figures that are so close to being difficult for ordinary people to distinguish with the naked eye are constantly and rapidly colliding here. Every collision will cause a strong air fluctuation, which shows that they directly collide with great force. Bump. After another violent collision, one of the figures was blasted out by another figure, directly smashing the rock wall beside it. Boom. The rock wall was knocked into a huge gap by the figure, and pieces of rock began to fall down. Cough cough. Lin Mo. How many times have I told you, don't use more than my breath? An invincible muscular female man walked out of the gap on the rock wall with a dismal face, and roared in exasperation. Sorry, I was too excited for a while and didn't pay attention. A handsome young man with silver-white dazzling hair said with a wicked smile. Although there were 2 regrets in his words, his attitude showed that there was no regret at all. Humph. Lin Mo, I think you did it on purpose. Stop fighting. You've got my clothes dirty. The muscular woman stepped out of the gap in the rock wall and patted the dust on her body. Ho-a-ho. Master is the best. He defeated Sister Biscuit again. A little loli sitting on the other side of the canyon, while eating snacks, jumped up and danced from the chair and said, "Call out." At this time, Biscuit has changed back to the form of a little loli, and the figure flashed in front of Nyan, grabbing Nyan's cheeks with baby fat with both hands. You little white-eyed wolf, don't come to me next time your master deducts your share of snacks. Ah, hee, BCG squeezes, Ni just heard about it, oh what you said, BCG squeezes and cheers. Nyan smiled embarrassingly, and Nyan, whose cheeks were lifted up on both sides, was a little inarticulate, and replied boldly. Humph. Anyway, you 2 masters and apprentices have always been in the same group. Seeing Nyan's change of words, Biscuit didn't plan to pursue it any further, and after letting go of Nyan, he also got on the reclining chair next to him. With a flash of white light, a spatial fluctuation appeared, and Lin Mo's figure suddenly appeared on the 3rd reclining chair. Seeing Lin Mo coming over, Biscuit complained, "Are you being so lazy? You still use the Flying Thunder God technique after just a few steps." Lin Mo ignored Biscuit's complaints, and made a glass of iced watermelon juice with his hands. After taking a big sip, "Why, envious?" In response, Biscuit just pouted and said nothing. To be honest, she is really envious. The convenience of Lin Mo's abilities is so good. However, if she was asked to change, she still would not change. Her own ability is the ultimate ability for women. Biscuit glanced at Lin Mo, who has now become an unwavering entanglement, and after a moment of silence, he said, "I can teach you almost what I can teach you, and the rest can only be accumulated by yourself over time, and our transaction can be considered complete at the beginning." Lin Mo's action of drinking watermelon juice obviously paused, then took a deep breath and said, "Ah, indeed, now you are no match for me at all. Aikichi, it's obviously you who cheated. You have agreed to use the same amount of chi, and you will secretly increase your energy. You think everyone is as perverted as you. This chi increase seems to be endless." Biscuit starts again fried. You know, now Lin Mo's gas volume has reached an astonishing 600,000. Already 13 years later, Netero is twice as large. With Biscuit's mere 100,000 gas, how could he be Lin Mo's opponent? Ha 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 ha, Biscuit, you can just do it yourself, don't make so many excuses. Lin Mo said with a venomous tongue. You, Biscuit said unwillingly, biting the corner of his shirt. But Lin Mo is right, he really can't beat him, even if he doesn't have the ability, he is no longer Lin Mo's opponent based on the most basic thought. If it was the former Lin Mo, even if his chi was stronger than himself, if he didn't use his abilities, he could still use his skillful mind to transfer, and his already rich fighting consciousness completely abused him. But now, Lin Mo is different now. Although the handling of some small details is still not perfect, Lin Mo's thought has also become a big one. So in the face of Lin Mo's vicious tongue, Biscuit couldn't refute it at all. So angry. Then Lin Mo put away the bad smile on his face and looked at Biscuit and said sincerely. Biscuit, thank you for your hard work during this period of time. Although it is impossible for me to call you a master, it is still possible to call you a teacher. Thank you, Teacher Biscuit. Biscuit was overwhelmed by Lin Mo's sudden sincerity, and he said with tears in his eyes. Ooh, Lin Mo, what are you doing? You are so emotional all of a sudden, don't you know that it is easy to be moved when you are older? You will make me lose face like this. Indeed, Biscuit seems to shed tears very easily in the original book. Lin Mo looked at the moved Biscuit speechlessly. Hey, how can I be sensational? I'm obviously talking about normal things, okay? Can you stop so much drama? Biscuit patted Lin Mo. What, it's rare for you to call me a teacher, you can't move me for a while. And Nyan tilted her head suspiciously and looked at Biscuit, who was crying and laughing for a while. With her small head, she still didn't know what Lin Mo and the others said about the end of the transaction. At this time, she was more concerned about whether to eat bullfrogs or chickens at night. Just thinking about the drool coming out again. Nyan, you haven't finished your training today. Hurry up and make it for me. Biscuit's voice pulled Nyan back from the food. Ah, Sister Biscuit, why do you still remember this? One thing to say, after Biscuit's training, Nyan's physical fitness is much better than before. Not to mention Gon and the others at the same age, at least they have pulled out a lot of their peers. The next day, Lin Mo and his party drove to the nearest airport to the canyon. After going to the airport, Nyan realized that yesterday Lin Mo and the others said that the transaction was over and they were going to part with Biscuit. Although Biscuit is very ruthless to pick her up for training every day, but Nyan has always liked Biscuit as a sister very much. Nyan had no friends since she was a child, and when Biscuit was in the form of Loli, most of the time her mentality was very young. I can play with Nyan just after the end of my usual practice. As soon as she heard that she was going to part with Biscuit, Nyan burst into tears with a, wow. Hold Biscuit's skirt and won't let her go. Biscuit didn't hold back in the end either, hugging her head and crying with Nyan. As a result, the whole airport looked at the two little Loli who were hugging and crying, thinking that something was about to happen, and they all wiped their tears and gathered around to eat melons. He even expressed his indignation at the indifference of Lin Mo, the unresponsive brother. It left Lin Mo speechless. It's understandable for Nyan to cry, after all, she's still young, and it's normal to cry when someone who has thought of it for a few months suddenly wants to separate. But the question is, what are you doing here, Biscuit, a fake Loli in your 40s? When a person is crying, once someone next to him is crying along with him, the emotion will only be amplified, and then the cry will become more and more fierce. In the end, Lin Mo came up with a trick and threatened with snacks, so that Nyan stopped crying. However, the consequence of this was that it made the group of melon eaters even more indignant, and even Lin Mo saw that a fitness man raised his sleeves and prepared for Lin Mo to leave. Avertisement. Lin Mo glanced at it, and after there were some pretty good quality beauties in the crowd, he probably knew what the big man was doing. It's nothing more than planning to elevate myself by stepping on Lin Mo. On the one hand, they can show their male strength, and on the other hand, they can share the same hatred with these beauties. It's all low-end tricks that Lin Mo doesn't even play. Lin Mo stared at the big man who was so ready to step forward. Evil thoughts instantly shrouded it, and with Lin Mo's control over thinking, he can only target a single target in the crowd. Except for the target, other people will only feel that they are being blown by a gust of cold wind, and at most they will shiver. The moment the big man was touched by Lin Mo's evil thoughts, his pupils suddenly expanded, and the cold sweat on his head appeared like a waterfall. It was like seeing the most terrifying thing in my life. In the blink of an eye, the big man glanced at him, and completely passed out. Only his companion was left, squatting on the ground anxiously and slapping him. Death is not impossible, but it is inevitable to lie in the hospital, the good ones, for a few months. After Nyan's crying stopped, although his expression was still a little sluggish, he finally had no intention of continuing to cry. Lin Mo glanced at Biscuit angrily. How old are you? You really think you are a little lowly, and you are making trouble with Nyan. You do this, I am very embarrassed. 5. Humph. A man without fun. Biscuit snorted in dissatisfaction, but then still cared. How is it? Have you decided where to go next? Will it be in Gambi Town or marriage? Biscuit has long known about the Nasra family, as is Lin Mo's birth in Meteor Street. But Biscuit has nothing to say about it, and it doesn't matter at all. As I said before, there has never been a so-called justice and evil in this world. The same is true for Biscuit. She does everything according to her mood and liking, and together it is pleasure. No, I haven't seen my partner for a long time. I miss her a bit, and I plan to see her. Lin Mo said with a gentle smile. Seeing that Lin Mo showed such an abnormal expression, Biscuit narrowed his eyes and smirked. Oh, there is a situation, it's a girl. Ah, that's right. Lin Mo glanced at the electronic version of the flight. At 12:30 in the morning, Flight G1356 goes to the Republic of Bodokia. Ding dong, gentlemen and ladies, I am the captain of this flight. Thank you for taking Kata Airlines Flight G1356 from Perth to Sky Arena. The whole journey is 13,000 kilometers and the flight altitude is 13,000 kilometers. 6 kilometers, the flight time is 78 hours. We are about to land at Sky Arena Airport. The ground temperature at Sky Arena Airport is 25 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity is 48%. Please fasten your seat belts and wish you a pleasant journey. Okay, Nyan, come and sit down, we'll be there soon. Lin Mo shouted helplessly at Nyan lying by the airship window. Although it is not the first time for Nyan to take an airship, she still likes to lie by the window and watch the scenery outside. Oh, Nyan knows. Hearing Lin Mo's call, Nyan hurriedly ran to Lin Mo's side and sat down with her short legs. After seeing Nyan sitting down, Lin Mo naturally leaned over slightly to help Nyan fasten his seat belt. Pinch, Master, are we going to see Sister Maki soon? Although it has been a long time since Nyan saw Maki, she has never forgotten the fear of life, young lady Lin Mo said. Mentioning Maki, Lin Mo's mouth showed a smile. Yeah, does Nyan remember Sister Maki? Hearing this, Nyan immediately raised her head to ask for compliments. Of course I remember, Nyan has to take care of Maki's sister who is afraid of life. Lin Mo touched Nyan's little head. Nyan is so good. Originally, Lin Mo could have gone to them directly with a flying thunder god, but Lin Mo planned to give them a surprise, so he didn't tell Maki and the others that he wanted to go there in advance. Nor did it fly directly to Thor. I don't know how they would react when they saw themselves suddenly appearing on the field. The best time is to meet Uvijin directly on the 200th floor. It is estimated that Uvijin will be shocked by that time. Just recently, teacher Uvijin complained that he couldn't meet his opponent, saying that no one dared to fight him on the 200th floor, and he wanted to go to the so-called landlord to see it as soon as possible. Didn't he despise the chickens on the 200th floor and didn't dare to fight him? Then let yourself be his opponent, he should be very happy. After coming out of the airport, Lin Mo and Nyan called an airport taxi and headed directly to the Sky Arena. Before getting off the bus, the driver kindly mentioned, "Little brother, the audience is not here to enter the arena, this is the place for players to sign up." In response, Lin Mo smiled slightly, took out a note and handed it to the driver. "I'm here to participate in the race, don't look for it, the rest will be a tip for you." The driver looked at the muscular men lining up outside the Sky Arena, and at Lin Mo, who was so handsome in stature that he could even be called a little thin. A look of surprise appeared on his face. But it's just a surprise. After all, every year in the Sky Arena, a large number of people of all kinds come to participate in the competition. Although there are few young people like Lin Mo, they are not absent. According to my colleagues, A few years ago, there was a little boy with black hair and a little strange temperament, who got 200 layers. The reason why the driver kindly reminded him was that Lin Mo's temperament was not quite like a fighter, but rather like a tourist. Looking at Lin Mo, who got out of the car and walked towards the team, for the sake of tipping himself, I wish him a successful game. After getting out of the car, Nyan looked at the long dragon that was about to circle around the sky arena, and exclaimed, "Master, there are so many people here. But they don't seem to be very good at all." Nyan tilted his head and said with some doubts. Before, he had heard the broadcast on the airship saying how powerful the sky arena is. Known as the most outward holy place for fighters, it is the highest hall of honor for fighters. Seeing that the broadcast was so loud, Nyan thought that the contestants who came here were all as good as his master. Unexpectedly, at first glance, it does not seem to be very powerful. Nyan has been with Lin Mo and Biscuit for so long, but he can't tell why, and he can probably feel that these people seem to be very ordinary. It's no surprise that this place has always had more acting than actual combat. There was a hint of disdain in Lin Mo's eyes. Mainly thinking of the so-called landlords in the original book, when Jet invaded the Sky Arena. Even Zuchi can become the owner of the Sky Arena in the future, which shows how much moisture these owners have. Lin Mo found a little brother who was at the front of the line, patted him on the shoulder, took out a few banknotes and said, "Little brother, can you sell me your position?" The little brother, who was a little impatient in the queue, felt someone tap his shoulder, and he was a little impatient and shook his shoulder, and replied, "Why?" Turning to look at the few large bills in Lin Mo's hand, the impatience on his face disappeared immediately, his eyes lit up instantly, and he immediately wanted to reach for them. Lin Mo quickly raised his hand and looked at him with a half smile. "Deal. The deal is done. Please, please." As he said that, he gave up his seat. "Just kidding, winning a game on the first floor only costs more than 150,000 yuan, and even if the 50th floor wins, it will only be 50,000 yuan, and Lin Mo has 30,000 to 40,000 yuan. At least you have to get to 40 floors to get this amount. Now you can get 30,000 or 40,000 for free when you line up in a queue. Is it better than being beaten all the time?" The other people in line were also a little jealous of this little brother. However, they are also self-proclaimed fighters. Although their eyes are hot, they will not speak out and invite Lin Mo to trade their position. On the other side, Nyan looked puzzled as the little brother took the ring from Lin Mo's hand. Isn't this just a small note that the master made at random? Why does he look so happy? That's right, Lin Mo's current ring is made by him using material representation. Except for the same number, there is no difference between it and the real Jenny, and even with the most advanced money detectors, no problems can be found. But the big deal for normal people is to use an ordinary money detector to check it. Who is okay to look at the number? It's not that Lin Mo has no money, it's just that his X is in the card, and it's too troublesome to carry cash. And Hunter World does not have ZFB and VX, so when cash is needed like this, Lin Mo usually uses his own, counterfeit money. Speaking of which, if you are doing mobile payment in Hunter World, I don't know if you have made a fool of yourself. Mobile phones are already very popular in this world. However, it is estimated that only V5 can take the lead to do it. After getting the position of the little brother, it was Lin Mo's turn in a short while. Following the on-site prompt, Lin Mo walked to the 6th window. "Hello, welcome to the Sky Arena, please fill in the information here." A staff lady with a sweet mechanical smile pointed to the form already placed on the table and said. But after seeing Lin Mo's face clearly, the sweet mechanical smile became a bit sincere. Lin Mo picked up the form and glanced slightly. Name, ID number, genre, fighting experience year. In addition to filling in these conventional information, the last line also marked the terms of life and death confirmation. To put it simply, in the arena, life and death are life and death, and all accidents have nothing to do with the Sky Arena. After picking up the pen, Lin Mo quickly filled in his information, only paused on the genre, and finally wrote the 3 big characters Xin Yuan Lu first. Since he called Biscuit a teacher, then Lin Mo is barely a half-hearted person. As for fighting experience, Lin Mo thought about it, and still filled in for 15 years. He remembered that when Gon and Kahlua came to fill in the information in the original book, Kahlua asked Gon to fill in his 10 years of fighting experience, saying that he could get to a higher floor as soon as possible. This shows that the judges of the Sky Arena may gather information and specific performances in the arena, and will not verify the authenticity. That's right, people from the Sky Arena come from all over the world, how can they have the time to check them one by one? Anyway, from the performance in the ring, you can probably tell whether it is true or not. After Lin Mo filled out the form, he handed it to the staff lady. This time, the staff member's smile was a lot smarter. She smiled at Lin Mo with a sweet face. "Mr. Lin Mo, this is for you, please go inside," said, and handed a number plate with 2042 written on it to Lin Mo. Lin Mo also smiled politely after the result of the number card, "Thank you." However, Nyan was a little unhappy, and was about to leave while pulling Lin Mo's pants. Seeing Nyan's somewhat jealous look, Lin Mo felt a burst of laughter in his heart. Does this little girl know how to be jealous at such a young age? Wow! After pushing open the door instructed by the staff lady, a wave of noise rushed directly towards you. Behind the door was an incomparably huge venue, and waves of people gathered in 2s and 3s in the auditorium outside the venue. In the center of the venue was a 4x4, a total of 16 arenas. There is a fight going on in every ring. In the ring, some were beating each other, some had been knocked to the ground by the other side, the referee was counting down, and some were left by 2 staff members. All in all, every collision between the flesh, every blood splash in the air, will attract cheers from the audience. This lively atmosphere can make people's blood flow quickly. And Nyan's eyes lit up at this time, completely forgetting the unhappiness just now. Wow, Master, it's so lively here. Is Master going to fight after a while? Yeah, Nyan is here waiting for the Master now, said Lin Mo. Saw Nyan pick it up and put it in an empty seat in the auditorium. As for whether Reunion will be worried here alone, Lin Mo said that Nyan's time was not in vain. Not to mention whether it can beat adults, at least running is definitely no problem. Besides, Lin Mo has long left his mark of the God of Thunder on Nyan's clothes, and if there is any accident, he can fly to the God of Thunder as soon as possible. Contestants 1986 and 2042, please come to the E-ring. Just after Nyan was put down, a broadcast sounded in the venue. Lin Mo glanced at the number plate with 2042 written on it, and patted Nyan's little head. Looks like it's the Master's turn. Nyan, please stay here and don't run around. Both parties, please come to the E-ring. After Lin Mo walked down the stairs to the ring area in the center of the venue, he came down to the E-ring under the guidance of the staff. At this time, another bald-headed man with a big belly, a fat head, big ears and a greasy face was already standing in the center of the ring. After seeing Lin Mo come up, he glanced up and down at Lin Mo with a scrutiny. At the last moment, the greasy man fixed his gaze on Lin Mo's face, and then said with a bit of jealous disdain, "I advise you to just admit defeat, it won't hurt to break your pretty face." All right. At this time, the audience outside the arena also saw the new round of fighting that was about to start on the E-arena, and a broom with yellow hair said to a few companions next to him, "Hey, look, there's a little white face over there in the E-ring." Really, there's still a little white face going on stage here. Hearing that, his companion with a scar on his face turned his attention from the A-ring to the E-ring. Ah, it's really a little white face. The scarred man crawled on the back of the chair in front of him and said with some schadenfreude, "Little white face, it's early to run. This is not playing a house, hurry up and serve your rich lady." Ha 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 ha. Hey, big man, you're out of luck. Put him, 030, off the ring with one punch. Everyone in the audience began to slowly notice the situation on the E-ring side. For some reason, most of the men began to make fun of them. Nyan, who was so angry that he was sitting in the auditorium at the back, jumped to his seat and shouted, "Master is not a little white face. Master is very powerful, he can beat you all to shit with just one finger." But unfortunately, Nyan's tender and weak volume was a drop in the bucket compared to the noise of the entire venue. Except for those who were close enough to hear a little bit, the rest of the people couldn't hear Nyan's speech at all. But even if they heard it, it would only make them laugh even more. For example, a man sitting 2 rows below Nyan looked at Nyan with mocking eyes. But that's all, not to mention that there is absolutely no good fruit to make trouble in the Sky Arena, just seeing that Nyan is a child, he will not deliberately go over to bully her. Of course, if there is a voice of ridicule, there must be a voice of support. For example, the young ladies and aunts in the crowd all had some unnatural flushing on their faces, and looked at Lin Mo intently. There are too many crooked melons and cracked dates in the Sky Arena, and most of them have their own unique appearance. Avertisement. Sky Arena is really a bitter and ugly man for a long time. Later, Awashi Dulong became an idol group that swept the entire Sky Arena, although his talent was indeed quite powerful. But he is so famous, thanks in large part to his iconic face. Therefore, as soon as Lin Mo's weapon of mass destruction to female causality appears, it immediately attracts a female audience. An ant with an ant roll was expressing her support at this time. Young man, don't fight, if you want money, ant has it, you don't need to work so hard. Yes, come over to Auntie's side, Auntie can save you from struggling for several years. Another auntie roll next to Auntie also shouted. And a young girl next to them looked at the two aunts with a look of disgust. You two are so old, don't come out and be embarrassed, okay? Even if the little brother on the stage is looking for me, you are looking for me. Just go back to wash and sleep. 5. Although she looks average, she is better than young and in good shape. As soon as the two aunts heard someone diss, they immediately quit, and they didn't care to continue to support Lin Mo, and immediately began to tear up with the girl. You little. What are you talking about? In short, the crowd who will support Lin Mo in the venue will always start to tear up for one reason or another. The noise in the auditorium outside the stadium continued. And the referee in the ring has long been surprised by this, and said calmly to Lin Mo and the bald fat man. In the competition on the first floor, the level of the contestants will be judged according to the outcome. Please try your best to show your strength within 3 minutes, then start. The referee crossed his hands and waved, and then quickly retreated to the edge of the ring. Humph, the bald fat man sneered. What 3 minutes, it doesn't take so long at all, look at me, within 10 seconds, I will punch you to the ground. As he spoke, the fat bald man dragged his body as heavy as a meat mountain and pressed him towards Lin Mo. He dragged his right hand back around his waist and slammed a punch into Lin Mo's face. It can be seen that he really hates good looks, and I don't know if he has experienced any special injuries. As for Lin Mo, his expression has not changed at all from beginning to end, whether it is the ridicule of the bald fat man, or the mad dog barking in the audience, he always maintains a calm expression, commonly known as no expression. Lin Mo waved his hand gently, as if he was slapping a fly that flew past him. Puff! Lin Mo waved his hand, and he slapped the pig head that the fat man took the initiative to slap with the backhand. The head of the bald fat man was like a firework in full bloom, and a gorgeous blood flower bloomed in the air, and some of the skulls and brains even flew to the next arena. Lin Mo gently sideways dodged the bald fat man. Oh, no, now it should be the headless fat man, Roshan's body that fell out of control because of the loss of central control. For a time, the entire venue became silent, whether it was the man who taunted at the beginning, the woman who started to tear up later, or even the arena that was fighting next to him. Everyone looked at Lin Mo, who had an inexplicable smile on his face at some point in horror. They both thought they were quite used to blood and violence, but the situation made them realize how far they were from. I don't know who started first, but someone suddenly stood up with a blushing face. Dig the trough. Awesome. The audience began to shout like a beast, as if they had been beaten with chicken blood. It's so awesome. It's so handsome that such a thin body contains so much power. Sky Arena is such a reality. No matter what kind of person you are, strength is the only one here. The person who can turn you into a dog 1 second ago will praise you for your victory the next second. It can really be called a 1-second face change, which is even more shameless than some media. But the people here are not ashamed of it but proud of it. Is it so difficult to admit that others are excellent? Of course, some people can't stand it and secretly spit it out. Then the people next to them will cast their contemptuous eyes on those who are vomiting, and the contempt in their eyes clearly reads, "Little spicy chicken, let's go back and find mother." Hearing that everyone around started to praise Lin Mo, Nyan, who was originally angry, suddenly became proud. With his waist tucked, he just stood on the seat and looked around the audience. That smug little expression seemed to say, look at what I said, the master can blow you up with just one finger. At this time, in the direction of Nyan's lower row, the man who originally looked at Nyan with mocking eyes was gulping, and glanced at Nyan in horror. My attitude just now, this little girl shouldn't have seen it. If she sees it, when her master comes back, will my head turn into fireworks too? At this moment, in the E-arena, the referee who was watching hundreds of battles finally recovered from the cheers of the audience. Even if he stayed in the arena of the Sky Arena as a referee almost every day, he had no idea how many fights he had experienced. However, I was still stunned by Lin Mo's performance today. The kind of look in Lin Mo's eyes is definitely a look that completely sees human life as nothing. Killing a person is no different in his eyes from killing a fly. No. 2.2042. A drop of sweat seeped from the referee's forehead, and then fell to the ground under the force of gravity. You go to the 50th floor. After speaking, he picked up a machine similar to a mobile phone and operated it on it. After the machine made a sound, a bill was spit out from the exit issued by the machine. The referee tore off the ticket and handed it to Lin Mo with trembling hands. Lin Mo saw the referee's panic and smiled lightly, as if he didn't do everything just now, and then comforted the referee after the result of the bill. Don't be nervous, thank you. Afterwards, Lin Mo turned around and walked off the ring, ready to pick up Nyan and go up to the floor. However, what Lin Mo didn't know was that his actions would only make the referee more fearful, and now even his feet started shaking uncontrollably. After stepping off the ring, Lin Mo went straight to Nyan. Master, you didn't know it just now, when these people were laughing at you. Nyan was very angry and refuted them. After seeing Lin Mo coming, Nyan said with a look of praise. Oh, really, Nyan is really brave. Lin Mo praised Nyan after picking up Nyan. But later on, they realized how powerful the master was, and Nyan forgave them when they saw that they were wrong. Well, Nyan is good, you don't need to have the same knowledge as these frogs in the well, they are just some ants that can be crushed to death. Lin Mo glanced at the audience below. It was Lin Mo's sight that made the man shiver and hid behind the chair shivering. Although Lin Mo's eyes were not aimed at him, he always felt that he was being targeted by a demon. My God, the outside world is too scary, I will never come to the Sky Arena again. After Lin Mo left the venue with Nyan in his arms, he handed the ticket to a staff lady next to him. The little sister, who was bright when she saw Lin Mo coming out, her eyes brightened a bit after the receipt of Lin Mo's bill. Sir, your strength is really strong. Very few people can get a pass to the 50th floor at one time on the first floor. The young lady put down her originally tied hair in an unnatural way. A little compliment on the side. Please come this way. The lady's tone was unusually soft. Of course Lin Mo returned a polite smile. Only Nyan, not very friendly, squinted at the staff lady stare. While leading Lin Mo to the elevator, the young lady glanced at Nyan, who was not very friendly, and tentatively said, Sir, you brought your sister with you when you came to the Sky Arena, you were really doing your duty. Where is my brother? Before Lin Mo could say anything, Nyan took the lead in retorting, Master, it's not Nyan's brother, the master is Nyan's master. Who knew that Nyan's words actually gave Miss Sister another chance to find Tiard, and looked at Lin Mo with a "Ah, you're amazing" expression. It turns out that you have already become a character like Master, sir. It is amazing that you can achieve such an achievement at such a young age. Then he looked at Lin Mo with star-eyed admiration. Ah, ha 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 ha, 23 is okay. Lin Mo didn't expect to meet a Tea-master when he came to Hunter World, and said a little embarrassedly. Ding. Originally, the little sister wanted to continue to say something, but I didn't expect the elevator to come. According to the request, she had to explain the general situation of the Sky Arena to Lin Mo, so she could only hold back what she wanted to say. After entering the elevator, the young lady began to explain to Lin Mo, in this building, up to the 200th floor, there are 10 floors. That is to say, sir, if you win on the 50th floor, then you can be directly promoted to the 60th floor. If you lose the battle, you will be demoted to the 40th floor. Of course, I believe that with your strength, you will never be defeated. And after passing the 100th floor, you will be able to have a private room. If there is any discomfort in the room at that time, sir, you can come to me. As he spoke, he blinked at Lin Mo with a flushed face, and attacked Lin Mo again. Ahahaha, okay, if there is a chance, definitely, Lin Mo could only bite the bullet and reply. Ding. Fortunately, the elevator arrived at this time, so Lin Mo stepped out of the elevator and waved to the young lady. Thank you for explaining, bye. After finishing speaking, Lin Mo walked towards the gold exchange point with Nyan in his arms without looking back. And the young lady behind him continued to say to Lin Mo's back, I am honored to serve you, sir. My job number is G63, remember. After hearing the figure behind the elevator door closing, Lin Mo finally breathed a sigh of relief. Are the employees of the Sky Arena so enthusiastic? Is it because they usually serve those odd-shaped fighters too much? Do they meet a normal person like me? Pinch, Master, anyway, Nyan doesn't like that sister just now, so Master is not allowed to look for her. Nyan tugged at Lin Mo's sleeve and said with a displeased expression. Don't worry, the Master won't look for her. While talking, Lin Mo has come to the gold exchange point. I don't know if I have received any message. As soon as Lin Mo came to the gold exchange point, the staff inside said to Lin Mo, Welcome, is it Mr. Lin Mo? Please give me the receipt. 5. Hearing this, Lin Mo put the pass that the referee gave him just now and pushed it on the table. The staff inside took Lin Mo's ticket from the small window through a glass, and entered something into the computer. Then he took out a convince and pushed it out of the small window to Lin Mo. Here, this is the bonus from the competition just now, please keep it. Lin Mo poured out the money in the envelope, looked at the 152 jenny in his hand, and looked at the vending machine next to him, which was all juice at 152 Jane. Co-authored, this is an infinitely recyclable 152. I bought a can of orange juice and handed it to Nyan. Here, Nyan, this is for you. After Nyan took a sip, he stuck out his tongue and said, It's not as delicious as the Master made it. Forget it, throw it away. Lin Mo said indifferently. I don't know if the juice content here is 5%, how can it be compared to the 100% pure juice produced by Lin Mo? I threw it into the trash can next to the vending machine. Really one-stop service. Originally, Lin Mo followed the directions of the road signs, but when he was about to enter the players' lounge, a staff member suddenly stopped Lin Mo and said with some embarrassment. Well, this player, I'm really sorry, family members are not allowed to enter here. After speaking, he glanced at Nyan in Lin Mo's arms. How can you not let Nyan in? Nyan said a little unhappily. Well, forget it, I should be here soon anyway, just wait outside for a while. Lin Mo didn't really care about that. Although Nyan is small, he still belongs to the category of family members. If everyone brought a family member, this lounge would have been messed up long ago. Mr. Lin Mo No 2042, and Mr. Tours No 1953, please go to Arena B on the 57th floor. Sure enough, after a while, the radio began to sound. Lin Mo shrugged, then took Nyan to the elevator, while Nyan lay on Lin Mo's shoulders and made a face at the staff member just now. Okay, you've been waiting for a long time. It was still the passionate voice of the Sky Arena commentator. Compared to the rudimentary venue on the first floor, the venue on the 50th floor was much taller. Although the overall venue area is much smaller than the one on the first floor, there is only one arena in the entire venue, and it is also equipped with a commentator and a giant screen. After the narrator briefly introduced the two sides, they began to show the audience the realization of the last match of the two to let the audience bet as a reference for the next bet. Lin Mo's opponent has nothing to say, and he didn't directly rise from the first floor to the 50th floor, he just hit it layer by layer with solid boxing skills after all. And at the time of Lin Mo's replay katakana middle dot. Puff. Lin Mo in the video smashed the bald fat man's head like he was slapping a fly. Player Lin Mo just killed his opponent instantly, and shot his opponent with a beautiful slap. Although the commentator has already seen the video, it is still a bit awkward to say it directly. Adapt. Where did this fierce man come from? Don't think about it, definitely choose him, 100% win. This guy is really Mang, a slap to headshot. Fantastic. After a moment of silence, the audience began to boil again. Only Lin Mo's opponent looked at him in horror. Lin Mo, who seemed to be gentle, didn't know how strong the bald fat man was. But just from the hardness of Lin Mo's ability to explode the human head, he knew that he would definitely not be Lin Mo's opponent. As for the next betting link, it is basically a question of sending points, and even fools know who to choose. As a result, the final odds came out that Lin Mo lost 1.01. Tours, on the other hand, lost 100 to 1. As expected of you, Sky Arena, you were obviously using Tours' huge odds to lure some gamblers. After the odds came out, the referee also came out in a timely manner. The game adopts a 3.3 round scoring system. Start. He also crossed his hands and quickly stepped back. As soon as referee finished speaking, Tours thumped, and immediately fell to his knees and shouted, "I admit defeat. I admit defeat." Looking at Tours with a scared face, Lin Mo didn't know what to say. Lin Mo didn't want to kill him either. The reason why he killed the bald fat man before was mainly because his tone made Lin Mo unhappy. Tours didn't mess with him, and he's not the kind of murderer who kills for fun. Everyone he kills for a reason, okay. But it's useless to say this kind of thing. For the outside world, killing it if it doesn't look good as a murderous maniac. It seems that Torres was shocked by Lin Mo's aura. Torres should have experienced several martial arts simulations in his mind in a short period of time just now, and finally found that the same I'm not Lin Mo's opponent, so I'm convinced that I'm willing to give up. Let's congratulate Lin Mo for another victory. Because Tours simply conceded defeat, the narrator didn't know how to explain for a while, so he could only run the train with his mouth full of free play, and talk nonsense. In the end, Tours himself didn't even know that he was so powerful. In this regard, and part of the audience in the auditorium obviously did not buy it. Especially the small group of gamblers who bought Tours' wins just now. He can't accept such a failure at all. Nima, let's fight anyway. Rinima, refund. I don't know that the big brother who lost the red eye in the audience suddenly stood up and shouted excitedly. Then a few gamblers who bought Tours like the money-back brother stood up. Tours, you idiot, are you worthy of us? I'm so disappointed to ride the horse. In the end, it was summed up into one sentence, Rinima. Refund. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.